Last time on Edge of Twilight, Path of Hades, we teleported our way to a town of Oasis, where, Sera, for all she's cracked up to be, is a pretty good, dang good wizard. We were able to sneak our way through to some other outskirts of the town, where we were put in a situation where there were two people arguing. One of them looked really angry and the other looked also very angry, and sticking to our guns, or vessels as you would say, decided to go around. And we saw this other man just kicking his feetsies over a ledge, and on top of this super high wall. And we just decided to go around and leave them to their own devices. During this, there was an argument that was quite heated, and one of the men called a judge?
Yeah, he was a judge.
Yeah. The judge, shot the head off of another man, and we kind of just watched it happen and kept going. But then this other man had a huge rocket launcher called the faux parter, and we just kept going until we found this little deserted little village that looked like. We did some investigation. Myself and Harvaris decided to start scouting around, where we came to this house, found a frightened little girl. Obviously, she's gone through some trauma, doesn't know where her brother is. And yeah, we talked to her for a little bit. She was very jumpy. I changed into Harvaris for some unknown reason, probably because it was funny. And once I heard other people scampering about, knowing that this girl was super nervous, I asked them to hold. But they continued to come anyways. So I decided to leave, since the girl seemed very overwhelmed. And I didn't want to add to the problem. So I decided to go scout. Maelie joined me later, and we found a very deep well that was a tunnel to someplace else. So Maelie and I met up with the rest of the group, who were talking to this girl about Mezzozaranzan. And we saw the manifestation, told us that we should continue down the well area to find a creature which they said is ugly, but don't let that fool us. And so we set off with the group down the well, and we were on a bridge talking to this pelvis man. And here we are. Sera's trying to trade with it.
Alrighty, let's do this. Inspiration for you. Okay.
Thank you.
I need to. Oh, I had music in this place. Hold on.
I need to give.
Oh yeah. Mulu and Harvaris got a bag of goodies.
We got a bag of goodies, yes.
Which we'll go over for chat's sake. Also, you're probably going to need some explanations as well. As soon as I'll just do this for now.
Sounds fantastic.
Yes. Sounds loot-tastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got all these deck parts.
They seem self-explanatory for a couple of spacemen, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Elvis impressed me has handed you the secret cache left behind for the Seraphs. He is also currently showing Sera his sick inventory, which is him just vomiting it out on the bridge. And
she'll admire his gusto.
Yes, me gusta. All right, let's go over the stuff that they got. So for the component loot, we have a celestial board, which is a central component, a deck port, which is a decking base template, an iron circuit, which is a combat attachment, deck part alpha times 4, deck part beta times 3, deck part Charlie times 2, scrap metal times 15, and plasmus times 5. So, what that all means really is that these are all just different component pieces that make up the different digital equipment that is scattered throughout Band. There's a lot of components. What the parentheses indicate are the type of category it's a part of, if it's a relevant category. So, for example, just as an example to give you, the Celestial Board is a central component. That means that it is the foundational point in which you build outwards from. And a Celestial Board could be anything from the intelligence used by an automaton to the center point of a jetpack. Like, all this stuff is meant to be tinkered with in that way. Most notably, books, Harvaris, being a natural-born Bandian, has the ability to tinker with all these different parts and do all sorts of things. The more crafting feats you get, and the more character build that you put into it, will give you more access to higher tier levels of items that you could make. However, even just being a walking around Bandian, you have the ability to attune with these objects, tinker with them at a very basic level, and you can also, and this is the most important part, attach decks to your character and have them be active through your will itself. So, that means that you can have up to a number of decks active on your person equal to your character level.
Oh,
Hey, that's
Damn.
pretty decent.
Yeah.
That's a lot of decks.
Yeah, so you can have those many decks active. Now, that being said, other characters, if they are not naturally born Bandians, cannot easily have decks active. They have to have some kind of outward ability to communicate with decks or have the technology interfaced. For example, the Emperor's Embrace that Effie once had is an example of how that can function. However, in your digital item cache, you received ceramite, longswords, heavy shields, plate mails, scimitars, and these are slightly different from ceratite because they are technically of lower quality, but it's only really because the Bandians are using scrap versions of the actual traded pieces that come closer to the source. So that's really all that means. It does. They don't really have a difference. It's just one is jerry-rigged together with spit and duct tape and looks very Mad Max.
Nice.
It's
One has passion.
Yeah, it's more of an aesthetic thing. Now, there is a very important item in your digital item cache. As these items are meant for the Seraphs, most of these are pretty straightforward, but one of them requires some special explanation. So, the Tezzerite regalia is a set of studded leather armor that is meant for Mulu, because what it does is that if you wear that armor, it has the added benefit of making you able, as a Storvexian, to attune with decks. It gives you deck access.
Nice.
And as a Seraph, it is, of course, expected of you to use the digital items on Band. However, you are no true Bandian, so you'll never reach as many as Harvaris can use, which means that your limitation is to your proficiency modifier, as for number of decks.
Gotcha.
Okay, so next set of items you got are deck weapons platform and deck armor platforms. Now, these are just the basic versions of those, but they can be upgraded, changed, shifted, stuff like that. Each one of them represents a platform that can apply a deck to the category suggested. So you have one for weapons, and you have one for armor and shields.
So they're the glue.
Yeah, so you attach those to the weapons and armor that you want to attach decks to, and then you attach the decks into those platforms, and then the whole thing locks into place.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Flame Brent decks give you a extra 2d6 fire damage to weapons, or resistance to fire if you put it on armor or shields. Coil Brent deck gives you the same thing, but with lightning damage. Kinetic Synergy is a special type deck that can be placed anywhere. Provides haste for 1 round on a critical hit. Non-stacking. It should be noted that does not come with lethargy.
Nice.
Next is the Lesser Defensive Calibration deck. This is one of the personal shield variety category decks, although it's very low quality. It grants a +1 to AC whenever an enemy misses you. That lasts for 1 round and up to a maximum of your proficiency modifier. That, however, as you can see in the parentheses how it says armor, must be put into an armor platform.
Right.
And
Sounds
there
good.
you go. So
Cool.
that's how your items work. Otherwise, they work whatever their base is, whatever their base says. It should be noted there's a couple of things to keep in mind. As they are made of ceramite, that does add some additional benefits. Most notably, when you're in an area of heavy digital presence, they become more reactive, and therefore they have an enhancement bonus.
Nice. All right.
Yep.
I'll put that in a note.
Nice.
Beyond that, so for instance, the ceramite longsword, it's a normal longsword, but it has these parameters of being more reactive in a digital presence.
Yeah, they're not magical, because they're the
Right.
opposite of magical. They are
Right.
a higher form of mundane. They're digital. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I will keep that note in. I will go add that in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Nice.
so you can go ahead and get yourself all equipped, and we can go through your preparing for the mission action movie thing where you're equipping everything and strapping in.
Question
Yeah.
for you, Arcadum.
Yeah, what's up?
The Ceratite items that we had previously had a couple of other bonuses to them. I think one was when you are wielding this weapon, you gain an additional +1 to AC. Is that the same for these or no?
No, it's not the same for these, because these have
Got
to
ya.
be calibrated to that. Now, they can eventually reach that same level, but like I said, they are lower quality. They are the same, but they have to be tuned, because they've been jerry-rigged with spit and duct tape and shit. But yeah, he can get
Got
to
ya.
that point. That's something that he can do when he tinkers.
This guy's
Cool.
spit.
But yeah, there you go. So I want to talk to you real quick, Harvaris, about how tinkering works, because it's going to be a pretty important aspect of the character, and one that you would already know, being a Bandian.
Yep.
So essentially, without any feats, so you are a dumb caveman Bandian, right? Take away all this other stuff. You have no specialization or anything. Your ability to manipulate the digital items works like this. So, for example, let's use your longsword as an example, the ceramite longsword that you just got, right?
Mhm.
To be clear, we're not spending any resources, but I'm just going to show you how to do it, right?
Sure.
So, you put that in front of you. Okay. No matter what, it takes at least 2 scrap metal to do anything. So that's your lowest denominator cost. On anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you've done it before. Nothing else matters to that regard. It always costs at least 2 scrap metal. So, with that, you would then look at the longsword, you would apply it to the longsword, and then you start experimenting. Now, the experimenting side of it is pretty fun, because what it does is that you get to put these parts down, and then after you've put enough parts down that you're satisfied, you activate it. And then I do a roll, and then if I roll well, the activation can lead to a new item, or if I roll poorly, it just blows up, right? And you just keep doing that, expending resources until you get something that you're satisfied with.
Yep.
So, it's a pretty big risk to your components and resources, but you can do it. So, and if you want to experiment. Now, if you have the crafting feats, you get to actually know what the items do before you put them in there, the percentage chance of their synergy, and you can also start learning recipes, you can start applying them, and you can use the higher tier components. And then the more specialized you get by spending more feats or more build points or whatever story rewards, stuff like that. The more specialized you get, the more and more that you can do. I will give you an example of the 2 different extremes, so you kind of know the gradient you're dealing with. The lowest denominator is a Mad Max flame sword, because it has a flamethrower in the hilt. Okay? So that's what you can do now. The highest level is a fucking Space Marine.
Okay.
So that's power armor, that's all that shit. Blessed to the Emperor weapons, shit like that. Not that you have to be for the Emperor on that. That's just an example of the level of the tech's ability to augment you. It can be... I do not want you to be unaware of just how powerful that route is for you, because you are a Bandian. Now, you don't have to do that, but understand that there is a lot of potency there. As one final piece of advice, I will tell you this. Power armor requires at least one crafting feat to use, because your Bandian crystal has to be strong enough to fucking move around in it. To essentially power it with enough will. So, if you ever want to use power armor, you're going to have to at least use 1 feat.
Alright, noted.
Alright, there you go.
And I guess just one question for the feat, because at this point, obviously, with this character made and not knowing when the next feat I will receive, is it possible to like change out a feat to like recalibrate the character in that way, or like in what way other would I get a feat?
Feats are, since we're using normal system, feats are 4, 8, and 12.
Okay, so I'd have to wait till 12 to do any of this.
Yeah, or retrain one you have already.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically saying, the retraining. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can just retrain a feat. It's fine.
Alright, cool. That's it for now. Questions are done. Notes are made. Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Okay, just tell me where you're putting your weapon stuff and what's the plan?
I think we agreed, Waymaker. Obviously, he's going to take the 2 scimitars.
Yeah.
And the regalia. I'll take the longsword, shield, and plate mail. He is going to take the pretty much every deck except for the lesser defensive. So that'll leave... I'll take 1 weapon platform, he'll take 2. And then I'll take 2 armor platform, he'll take 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like you guys are set then.
A fire, lightning, and crit haste. Woohoo!
Hell yeah. I'm just adding all this shit in now. Yeah, you can add it to your character sheet on your own, right, Waymaker?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
Alright, you guys are stacked.
Woohoo!
Seeing that you are pleased with the items that you've received, Helvig and Pressmeat will undulate happily.
Do not know what you are, but I appreciate the gifts you bestowed upon us, creature.
The creature nods. You are most welcome.
Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Strapping in.
as Mulu and Harvaris are just strapping in.
Yeah.
Mulu, do you need help putting your armor on?
No, it's just some belts. And snaps. Do you know how to do you know how to use snaps?
Snapping.
Yeah, use help.
Okay. Effie, as a gnome, helps Mulu strap in.
There's the part above the tail. It's a little hard to reach.
She's jumping and trying to snap.
Seino's face palming while looking in the other direction.
All right, I got it, Mulu.
Thank you. Take it easy.
Oh, look at all this stuff.
Okay, good. Mulu struts around, feeling very fancy.
Well, look at that guy.
Your cash was of much help, thank you. And Seino takes a little bow to the creature.
Thank you.
She'll flick a finger through the rest of the stuff that's laying here. Any of this of interest?
Not to me.
What is it?
Harvaris.
Alright, so what you see is a list of components for sale. He has one of every component that you have discovered thus far. So he has scrap metal, plasmas, a node branch, minor encryption key, locomotia emblem, celestial board, deck port, iron circuit, and deck part Alpha Beta Charlie. Wow.
She'll look back at Pelvis. Do you have anything not digital?
Yes. He will pull out a potion.
She'll eye it. She doesn't check it first. She'll just ask him. What is it?
It is a potion of rest. I think. Or poison. He zooms in.
She'll zoom in with him.
I cannot read the label. He starts looking.
No.
Puts on her opera glasses.
So this is a potion of rest. When drank during a short rest, it turns that short rest into a long rest for that character.
Oh.
Her eyebrows will go up. How much?
200.
Hang on, you gave me a word for it in case you need it. Electrum? 200 Electrum?
No, I'm checking to see, because
Okay.
technically they all... So, Hotakus trade in shekels, because they trade in, like, garbage. So, the currency is a little weird for them.
It's okay, Sera. You can trade me.
We'll take 100 Electrum.
I have 300 total. How much is that in gold? I'm trying to decide if that's worth it.
It was
1,000 gold.
we
Oh, 1,000 gold?
About or so, yeah.
That's worth 1,000.
So, well, the currency exchange is different to its equivalency because there are different things worth different amounts in currency fluctuation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But when it comes down to it, that's a pretty good deal.
yeah.
we also did a 1-to-1 exchange of our gold to Electrum and the ship, so the currency exchange is in our favor.
You're winning. You're winning. Winks.
She'll pull out the sum of money and currency relevant,
Uh-huh.
hold it out in her human hand for him to come get it and trade.
Oh, this is my favorite part. For a moment, our hands touch.
She'll weave her fingers around his tentacle.
Oh my gosh.
Like that drive-through person.
He will immediately be covered in blush pimples. Oh. And he'll put the potion down.
She'll
then-
scoop it up with her other hand.
He'll take the money, put it away, and then kind of look at this tentacle with his tentacle eye. I'll never wash this tentacle.
Good.
Insight check, please.
Hang on. I lost my bar. What am I inciting? I don't think she would actually incite anything.
You get the feeling he wasn't going to wash it anyway. And
She already
probably
knew
never
that.
has.
Passive insight. Oh yeah.
Ugh. Anything
Do you have
else?
anything else?
Oh.
Not magical?
Let me see. He'll put his eye tentacle under the water.
Do you have any toes?
He will lift a foot up and show you his toes.
For sale?
He'll put his foot back down. And he'll come up. Sorry, it doesn't look like I have anything else that's not. You know,
Pulls up dead body.
I have this mage.
Whoa!
He does not have any dead bodies.
We will
Front
take
face.
it.
We will take the toes.
She'll nod at him. Thank you, Pelvis.
You're most welcome. Anything else I can help you find, adventurers? Look at you, so brave and ready to change the world with your will and coerced efforts.
Swish, 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 swish.
Wow, look at that guy.
Wow, he looks so cool.
My god, he's spinning.
Anything else?
He's doing it.
Nothing?
He's spinning.
Alright, it looks like it. He'll kind of pack his components away. Oh, remember, if you ever need to contact me or my kin, simply go to the filthiest, most grotesque place where filth and refuse find their home, and you will find one of us.
Is there one in Sekelcuse's man cave?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you know, the god. My boyfriend.
Wow, you're in a relationship with a god like that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. What are your powers?
Looks down. Kicks rocks.
Slowly goes under the water.
No, she is cool. She can turn into people. Never mind.
Ooh. Ooh. He just goes. Alright, there you go. There's your Otague.
What a cutie pie.
Very cool.
So much. You have any
Effie's
garbage?
Effie is gonna change back into normal size Effie.
Seino will say nothing, but in his head he will say, "Thank God."
I'm sorry.
turn around.
In your head, so in natural gnomish.
Yes, exactly.
Donka.
Sumblik.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I know
buddy.
you wanted it.
Yeah, you're gonna
There you
fucking
go.
say it. I'll fucking find you.
All right. Should we group huddle really quick? Group huddle really
Just
quick.
sweep her gaze over everyone. If I
okay.
may have a moment.
I think conversation at the time would be most beneficial. Yes.
Is this a ledge?
Yeah, it's like a little bridge.
Okay. She'll pop out her unseen servant and sit on his back. She's just sitting in the middle of an air. Whip out her sketchbook.
Ansel will try to bite the servant.
She completely ignores him in a very fond way. Just lets him go. I have a few thoughts I'd like to share with everyone. She looks at Harvaris and Mulu.
Please do. I believe we have thoughts as well we wish to share. Yes, Mulu?
I am happy to
Hello?
wait my turn.
Please, Sera. Enlighten us. What has been on your mind?
Harvaris, I must first caution it's a burden of knowledge. I've noticed she'll search for the word revenants of the angels. It will be a different perspective. If you are open to it, I would like to share it. With you included.
I'll be forced to say if I have not noticed the difference in the way of which you see the angels to I have. When you spoke to Veldan, if I must be truthful, the way in which you ask your question, I found quite offensive. If I'm being truthful, it seemed you had no regard for the well-being, at least. How do you say? You talk to Veldan as if he is just like scrap metal on ground, like You see what I say?
She'll nod and she'll look at Minsha. What's Minsha up to right now?
She's just looking at you.
Okay. She'll look back at Minsha. In her what is the gem that she has right now, Harvaris? What's your gem?
I'm a white opal. She's a sapphire.
Okay, so in Sera's white opal regalia. I noticed that is temple the right word? She looks at Harvaris, where Menzo Zaranzin was manifested.
You would view them as temples.
Yeah, I nod.
The temple where he was able to manifest, now she'll look over at not Luka, it pulls from the ley lines. It is not a manifestation of the digital. It is one of natural magic.
I'm sorry. The ley line?
The ley line is where creatures such as myself or Maelie are able to pull our power. It is what is a source of magic.
From the ground? From the land?
They flow through this planet. It would be invisible to your eyes.
Yes, except for mine.
I'm sorry.
I love him. I love him so much.
I'm sorry, they just cut me out. Please
I fucking love not Luka.
Please continue. But not mine. Continue, I'm sorry.
She'll look back at Harvaris and a little bit at Minsha. She's short, right?
Oh yeah, she's like a teenage girl.
Yeah, she'll need both of their eyes. Normally, angels, you're Valdun. They are manifested through digital means. such as she'll gesture at the components that were strewn about. Putting these things together is what allows them to manifest normally.
Yes, through the index, yes.
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 She'll hold out both of her hands. So the normal method is digital. I have noticed that with Wildglen and with Menzo-Zarandon, it is through the ley lines. And she gestures now with her right hand. A very different method. And I think that is what allows them to not be corrupted. For Hades has control, I would assume, of the digital space here. But the ley lines, well, nothing is in control of those. It's a force unto themselves.
Makes sense. What do you
She's looking-
suggest?
Sorry, go ahead, Waymaker.
What are you suggesting? This makes sense, of course.
Well, there is also something odd about the ley lines here, where I do not believe they are being controlled. There is a draw upon them, so that wizards, such as Maelie and I, were not as recharged as normally. So
Effie
something is.
raises her hand
Go
like
ahead,
she's in
Effie.
school. Well, you remember on Conflux, the whole point of that cedar vessel was to take mana from the ley lines of Verum and send it back to Maltos, right? That was the whole
Yes.
thing.
Yes,
And
exactly.
the whole reason why there was collider vessels coming here was to do the same thing. I'm wondering if maybe one of them is active, and that's what's drawing from the ley lines.
Fear will lightly clap her hands in excitement. That is exactly my thought too, Effie. I think there's two draws on the ley lines here. One is probably what was used to manifest the angels in these temples. She'll gesture towards the native Bandians. But I would also suspect that, well, back in Eris, there is a record that no ley lines had fed back into Maltos. But that would probably be Hades' job. So I suspect Hades is taking the stored magic and doing something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it sound like it's only going to be worse to try and go up against him later, if that's the case.
Well, I suppose it's the mystery of the ley lines is something I'm quite keen on, especially with not Luka here, who can just point them out. If we
You
can
think-
figure out where that magic is being pulled to, perhaps we can correct it before we face Hades.
I
Yes.
agree. I feel if we can find how the ley lines are being siphoned and maybe cut, the snake off at the head, it'll make our lives easier.
And also possibly lead us to Hades or have his general direction. If only I had a higher vantage point, I could probably see where the ley lines are converging. So far, it's weak here.
Can you teleport Luka up into the sky?
I mean,
I do not advise that.
you could just,
One of our nightmares.
yeah, Ayaza flies, Aeon flies. I mean, really, it's not going to be that hard.
That was like this.
Shall we do that first, or should we follow this cave?
Well, I think we should follow the cave, but I think it's something that we'll keep an eye out for as we start to progress through here. Even just Harvaris' reaction to not understanding, well, she'll actually look a little ashamed at trying to imply that Harvaris has no clue. She'll take it back. And Harvaris' unfamiliarity with the ley lines speaks highly that the Bandians do not know of the natural magic that's here. I think it's something we just keep an eye for as we start to explore.
Effie swaps to Thieves' Cant, hoping at this point, over the last year, Sera now knows Thieves' Cant.
I think she would. She's pretty damn smart.
Yeah. And she's going to Thieves' Cant to Sera. Should we tell them about the greater mission, such as Folly?
She'll do a half nod because she also is trying to somewhat hide that they're just telling secrets in front of everybody.
Can I tell that they're telling secrets in front of me? Is there Thieves' Cant pretty obvious, or are they super subtle about it?
Well,
That's
I don't
up to
know.
Effie.
Thieves' Cant as a language is supposed. The reason so Thieves' Cant as a language is a language of being subtle, using double speak and gestures and stuff like that. By its very definition, it's subtle. That's why you have to have access to it in order to learn it.
Hmm.
So
Effie's just twitching at Sera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like
I
she's
don't
tweaking out.
catch it at all.
Sera gives a half nod, and then she'll plow forward. Something else that was on my mind is those navigators, those Black Wardens, when they were following us. She's not gonna say the name yet. Where you all found me, there were other prisoners. I can only assume, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And those would now be free?
Dead.
Very much dead,
Yeah,
we think.
probably most likely dead.
Why would
You
they
were-
be dead?
You were passed out. The whole spaceship got blown to smithereens.
But would they not have escaped, like our query?
Well, I'm assuming unless they have some super powerful stuff, a lot of us will not last very long in the astral sea without protection.
So you are here for something besides helping Band. You're looking for someone.
Yes. We are looking for an escaped prisoner. And we have reason to believe he would have gone to Hades.
That's a harsh way to put it. We're looking for a freed prisoner who's an acquaintance of ours, who may or may not have gone to Hades of his own free will.
A potential troublemaker.
That does not make it better. Hades is a problem. Anyone who would go to him is going to be a problem as well, I'm sure.
Well, that's why I said of his own free will. We don't know if he's with Hades or not, and we don't know how he got to Hades. He may have been captured and taken there.
Effie visibly rolls her eyes audibly into the back of her skull, and it looks like she's going to have a seizure.
Maelie just
Wow.
kind of crosses her arms and gets
She'll return to the point she was making. I do not think that any individual the Black Warrens would have taken. She'll look at Maelie. Under observation, would not have been able to escape, given the possibility. Do you happen to know what those entities were? Anything we should keep an eye out for?
Not exactly. Mulu, were you saying something?
What entities? I was afraid you were asking me. I don't know.
No, she's looking at the four of them who were there.
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
Did you see any of the other prisoners? What did they look like?
We did not.
I think Effie and Chala only saw names back then.
Yeah.
On like a panel.
She'll raise her eyebrows and look at Effie. Do you remember?
Give me a few, and I'll look back in my my diary. And she pulls the diary out of her boobs, and then shoves it back in there. It's sweaty. It smells like sweat.
Under boob sweat? God, I've been sweating so hard.
Yeah.
I know that pain.
All I know is that the caretaker of this entity that we are looking for was named Mr. Gray.
Mr. Gray.
But no other note of the other wards.
They're in my diary somewhere.
We didn't exactly
Is there anything...
have...
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Sorry, not Luka. Go ahead.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. But if it's anything like a person of interest, I would assume that they were locked up like he was.
Well, she'll look now at Harvaris and Mulu. Then she'll specifically look at Harvaris because she assumes Mulu will know. Are you familiar with the Taladani?
Am I? Arcadum?
So, the Taladani, to you, would be kind of like... How would I explain? Like... So the angels are the deities that you worship, and Taladon would be like...
Super god.
No, Taladon would be like... Oh, man.
Like a bunch of Jesuses?
No. Taladon is more like the conception. So in Norse mythology, Ymir, the frost giant, died and made the world. So technically, he's the most powerful deity, but he's dead. That's kind of how Taladon is viewed here. Taladon is the maker of the angels, but is no longer a force in creation. So it's kind of like the first god who is dead.
I can work with that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Neat.
Okay. I'll look to Sera and yes, in regard, you could say it's the first of all. There would be no angel without. Yes.
She'll nod. Yes, I am part of the Taladani.
My eyes explode.
And that is why
Good, you've killed my friend.
I see your angels as, well, she'll look a little sheepish in front of Misha. I see them as servants. They were created to help my people.
Yeah, Misha is very frightened to hear such blasphemy.
Please. They are not ready for this knowledge.
What do you mean? You must. What you say is a mistake. Yes.
He'll just smile gently at Harvaris. It is a great burden of knowledge. We can speak later if you would like.
Malaka.
There is much to mull over. There is much to think about.
Seino will perk up. The world outside of this planet is a gigantic one. Views are different from every planet there is. Yeah, it is honestly fair that it is quite shocking to you how views can change.
Of course, the boulder. But you see what she says. She basically is saying that she is one that started everything here. Everything that I know, every angel, everything that we worship, she is above that. She is creation itself.
He'll just give a gentle smile to Harvaris. I am very old.
Raise his eyebrow.
You can insight check her if you want.
I'll pass.
I'm also old.
I'm also old.
Well, why I mention this, beyond just knowledge that you should have, Harvaris and Mulu, the keepers of our quarry, they possess a power that seemed even greater than Taladon's. Perhaps even what taught Taladon some of the core concepts. I've heard you speak of the judges of this land. I suspect they are somewhat of a similar breed, those who attempt to keep peace, but only through their perception of peace. So while you are hunted by those, we are also hunted by our own proposed keepers of peace.
What do they want from you? What have you done that you would be seeked?
Is that actually Maelie giggling?
Yes.
Wow. I'm sure,
She'll give
I'm sure
Maelie
that's
just
fine.
a wide tooth smile. We
They want our souls.
we may have had a hand in influencing our query.
For the better, I think. But the people after us more than likely disagree. And they're awful annoying, so let's hope we don't meet any of them here.
Yes, they don't like us.
Effie looks at Sera and she kind of like shrugs. It seemed more like when I was, hick-hacking into their system and looking at their files that it was more so they were interested in us because we have traveler souls. Less of what we did on, the Twilight Station.
Traveler soul. Because you travel?
Yes.
Sera also nods to not just implode his brain.
I travel quite a lot.
Seino will nod
yes.
quite far, actually.
I like to go places.
Mulu is traveler soul then, yes?
Probably. It just makes sense to me.
Okay.
Effie nods.
I nod.
She'll clasp her hands together. I have a request. And it is my final one for this discussion. Well, first, I will make my request first. And she'll look at Effie, and she's not going to name it. The object that you helped me acquire back on Dragonstar. I would like to study it during our downtime here. I think it may have a... I would like to see if it would aid us in combating a rogue angel. And she'll expand on that a little bit. The powers of law, the absolute power of law and order, well, that was originally what... She'll put a hand over her heart. What my original purpose was on Conflux was to appeal to that law, to try to bring Primus to heel.
Effie looks at Sera and she kind of like looks down at where she's storing it and looks back up. Let me think about that, Sera. I'm honestly a little concerned, not because of you, but because when we talked to the brothers of the dream and I told them that I had it, they specifically said that Lord Death gave it to me for a reason. I don't know if that has to do with me being the opposite of law, and that's why I can freely do what I want to do with it without repercussions. I don't know what it would do to you, being somebody who is essentially the same.
Perhaps we could do it together.
Perhaps, yes.
Well, she'll get everyone else. Anything else for the group?
Harvaris.
You see he's giving like a long stare, like he's just thinking about a lot, but he'll look up to Effie.
Where did you grow up?
I've got that for you.
Thank you.
Here.
Unbanned, yes?
right down the street.
Yes, just around the corner.
You can see my house from here.
I grew up in the sewer.
Actually, the creature in the river was my father.
Goodbye, Dad.
Yeah. That was Dad's lunch packet that he gave you.
He went for smokes and milk.
I'm the
Oh
adopted
my
kid,
God.
that's why I also got lunch.
Mm-hmm.
He always called Mulu bonus kid, yes?
Bonus kid.
Mulu, how long have you been here?
A little over a year.
And you're
Just
still a
traveler
kid?
soul.
Yes, I'm a traveler.
Why did you come here?
There you go.
To get away.
Why?
I am what you call peripomenus, stray. Stray, yes.
Sera's
Was it-
eyes will sharpen.
Was it because there was war happening and colonization?
No. I volunteered for colonization. It sort of. I hopped on ship. I thought it would take me away, and the way it did. We are very far away. This is good.
How long have you been here, Mulu?
He said 1 year.
Yeah, little over a year.
Why would your ship come here a year ago?
By my estimation, it did not.
See, Harvaris
you-
is also paying attention. He doesn't know this.
Did you crash?
Yeah, you know, every ship crash here. You've seen the wastes. They are full of crash ships.
Our ship did not
mine was no
crash.
different.
Well, that's probably
Sera
because
doesn't believe him.
you were piloting, but
That's right. I'm the Giga captain.
We also had probably
Why-
more info.
Effie, again, I did not want to try. I'm thinking a lot. To answer your question, I'm from the Broken Bazaar. It is a place of great trade. My father was a field merchant, and I never knew my mother. I was abandoned in the oasis.
And the oasis is where he found me. There were many Seras at the time, and they have since not made it, as we have struggled to survive against Addis and the corruption.
so you said you came on a ship, Mulu, right? A vessel?
Well, yes. Yes, I am not from here, as you can tell, and he will
Yeah.
swish his tail.
I noticed. How many other Storvexians were with you?
Many. Hundreds. I do not know if any of them survived. I woke up late.
Sera will now cross her arms. She's just getting more and more suspicious of him.
When I woke up in my ship, it had been crashed and damaged for a long while. The desert had done its work to it. I do not know how I survived. But I've been on band, awake a little over a year.
She'll pull out her fake watch. What is the date, Mulu?
I got that for you.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm fucking ready.
Good.
The Bandian date would be... Just gotta open up my timeline here.
You know my next question too, Arcadum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Might as well let that one out there too.
It is currently... I have to do math real quick. You guys traveled. Gotta look up.
There's like an interrogation, and I have my needles.
I gotta
Happy
look
Let's
kind of
see.
looks at Sera. Sounds like vessels, you know?
Well, you see, to travel long distance, we and on the ships, they put us to sleep. You know.
He was in
They euthanize you?
Well, no, I think
No.
it means more like how we
Yeah.
found Sera on the station.
He was in stasis, I believe. And I suspect he has lost more than 50 years.
It is currently 4,261 by the Bandian calendar.
I guess 4,261 by the Bandian candle.
Spring.
By the Bandian candle calendar.
Does that match up with the calendar she got from Eris? Or are they 100 years behind?
Well, the reason they're off is because of time dilation, because you traveled here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually more closer to about 40 years off.
Okay.
So is Mulu... I'm trying to do math in my head, and I'm not good at it. Does Mulu... Does that match up that he's only been here a year?
He's been awake for a year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, awake for a year, sure. Here for a year, unlikely.
Here for probably a long time.
He's probably been here a lot longer. So another thing you would know, similar to how the other Taladonic vessels worked, the stasis sleep can keep one preserved nearly indefinitely. After all, those of you that are from Conflux woke up that way. So it's very likely that, although Mulu isn't from the Conflux continent and probably isn't dealing with a revelation, his body was probably preserved in the same way that your previous ones / current ones were and are.
Tyr's gaze will soften as she now thinks that he was in stasis. Well, I'm glad you were able to awaken.
Yes, me too. That was the plan all along. But when I woke, the ship was in terrible disrepair, besides being crashed.
Was this ship something of Taladani origin, or was this something of Rexian origin?
Yes. Taladani ship, I believe.
Effie glances at Sera.
She'll purse her lips.
Was coming here for colonization, you know.
Were you on the ship with Valdun?
Would I know this? I don't think I was, right?
That is the last known Taladani ship to come here about, 50-some years ago.
I do not know. I was not involved in the piloting of the ship. I was a stowaway, so...
She'll nod more to herself that she just completely believes that. Well, she'll just march right on. What's the first angel we're going to go visit?
Looks at notes.
Good question.
Whichever one is the weakest, obviously.
I think we somewhat agreed on... Wait, where is he?
We've named many, yes? Sheen, accepting?
Yeah, Sheen, I think.
It depends on the, you say the exposure that we could face. I believe depended on our decision. I guess, Minsha.
Yes?
You are in your studies, yes? To be, to work with such exposure, yes?
I am.
If, per se, we would find ourselves within this exposure, might you have anything, or any knowledge you could pass that could help our foreign friends here? Or any equipment, perhaps?
If you truly mean to face one of the great lords, and she'll kind of shift her eyes around, very bashfully whisper, as it is technically blasphemy, fight them, then you'll need to know of, well, you'll need to know of their divine dominion.
Is she looking at Harvaris?
Yeah.
She'll nod vigorously over her head at Harvaris.
Yeah, that thing. Do that thing.
Yes, you see, it does not make great pleasure to put it in such ways. We must deal with the corruption that they face, yes? It is our duty as Seraphs, yes?
She will kind of look down. The temple holds some measure of information about their divine dominions. Perhaps you could use it to your advantage. There's also quite a lot on Radare, the one who's keeping us here.
Dardy, yes.
What was that dude?
The shifting
he was
veil.
10. So we'll offer. He is an option. Within our means.
Well,
very beneficial.
I do know the most about him.
It's not one that's marked on our path, but I think we start with one that is. Sheen is somewhat doable, and Acceptic is probably a little harder with the Voidka.
I would be quite keen for Sheen first, as it would greatly empower you, Effie. You'd be
Effie
able to get into
nods.
anything.
Anything.
Seino will perk in. Also, yeah, having a key to possible unlock passages that are locked for us in the first place will probably be beneficial the earlier we get.
Effie nods. You know, I still have some hacker abilities, just not as good as before, so that will help in that case.
Could you put out the map again, Effie?
Effie pulls out her Pip-Boy and looks at the map.
How far away is Sheen from here?
Looks at God.
So,
Oh my God.
Oasis
What's going on?
is presuming vehicular land travel.
Mm-hmm.
Allswitz, which is where Sheen is, will take you 52 days, relatively.
Damn.
Wow.
And
Holy.
the broken bazaar from here?
The Broken Bazaar will take you approximately 44 days.
Okay,
The-
still a
the-
while.
The only one we need that's in the Oasis is Light and Dark, right? The two engines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't think we should start with that one, guys.
Yeah,
No,
no, I wouldn't want to.
Remind me, where is Jalile? Is she the Oasis too?
July, the Rain Maiden, is in Doldoran, which is the same place as Hextremamir and Sespark.
And how far away is that?
That is actually pretty close. That is about 15 days away.
So the ones in green are the ones that we absolutely need to do. And then the
Yeah.
ones in blue are kind of like nice to have, but are optional.
Let me
Yeah.
scroll all the way up so I can at least go look at who all was in Oasis. Let's look at that real quick.
And then I also added in that note that Primus was a tier 14 plus Rogue Angel modifier.
Oh, Radar is here.
Yeah, Radari is here. Yeah.
Radar and Venzen.
Vizen, the covetous one. Yeah.
Is he? Did we actually get what his loot was? Because he's not one of the original angels.
His loot is. Yeah, I think I gave it to you. It's tiered randomized loot, maxed out tier break random loot rolls, and angelic boon, and his angelic boon. Yeah.
You did.
Okay.
Okay.
So those are our options if we don't want to travel, guys. It's Vizen, so it's the RNG loot box. It's Radar, which is that's the one who's in control of
Charge of the shielding of the colony ships, protective fields, entrance to atmospheres, and the shielding of bright lights through windows. The loot registered to them is tiered random loot roll, personal shield, which is a digital artifact, divination dex, and its angelic boon.
Yep.
Sorry, so why was Mincha saying Radar is what's keeping them here?
That's what Mincha said, yeah.
I don't understand why. I thought that was the judge one. Am I missing something?
What do you... Oh, I see where your confusion is. So, Giltarius, the Pitiless Judge, is a name of one of the angels, but the judge she was referring to were the Dark Onyx, which are the gems in charge of keeping... Yeah.
Radar. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The cops, basically. The cops are...
Got it. Got it. Okay.
You know, the guy you just saw shoot that other guy, which was a brother, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, which none of us
Still
had
doesn't
mentioned.
know
None of us
about.
said anything.
Good, nobody's
What?
told her that traumatic experience.
Nope. Skip right over that one.
Pull, pull shirt away from chest.
By the way, okay, no.
I'm sorry to tell you, but
Would we like to
No.
travel, or would we like to find one that's closest to us?
If it is close, then we could do it, yes?
Imagine backtracking after traveling. We have to take care of all of them, yes?
Well, no.
Hero
We only
chuckles
have
over
to.
the fact she teleported them all here. We've been on Bear for like 3 days.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
This is what my thoughts are. We have 5 angels that we need to make sure that we do take care of. I think we should prioritize those ones first. Where our resources are low as is. And I don't want to get ourselves into a spot where we use our resources on, maybe something that isn't part of the main 5. Let's start with one of the easy ones that are, and go from there.
Especially if we're going to have trouble getting some of our magic back with the ley line issue. I think it's just smarter to start where we know we've got a slightly better chance of succeeding, and then we go up from there. But I mean, whether or not we just stick to the main 5, I'd still suggest, because we know what season all these angels are, more or less. I would rather work our way up and not just jump into the middle of the fray, you know?
So you think Sheen, yes?
Then we travel.
Yeah, this would
okay
be a
with
lot
traveling.
quicker if we had a vehicle or a vessel with 4 wheels that could fit everyone.
Sounds terribly uncomfortable.
Well,
I mean, it would be a major upgrade to what Harvaris has.
Minsha will speak up. There is something that could carry you all.
Oh?
Oh.
Please.
Pelvis?
Please. Please.
Not far outside of this city. There's a wasteland. You might have passed it. Well, underneath the cracks in the ravines, there are many walkers, old machines that do not listen to the angel's grace any longer. You could perhaps bring one back into it. Perhaps it will serve as a steed for you.
Oh, I quite like that idea.
Ooh.
Effie
Then you
kind of
won't have
just
to walk anymore, Effie.
looks at Sera. Can't we just teleport?
Well, we could do that. I just need the sun to go down.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
And I could also potentially miss.
Yeah,
That
but
too.
the other thing is wandering around, spending time hoping one of these machines will listen to us, apparently.
I mean, there's only one of us that needs a steed. It would advance our time of traveling,
Oh
too.
my god.
Sera laughs to herself and then puts a hand over her mouth.
I'm
Looks
just
at
saying,
Steeless
looking
Road.
at the ley lines, if we're worried about magic, having a non-magical vessel might be useful.
Don't you
I
also
advocate
need
for
a
that.
steed, Luke? Not Luka?
That's what Godfrey's for.
He's not here.
Yeah, okay. Excuse me.
Minsha just said it could potentially carry all of us. I don't know why
Yeah.
we're arguing about this.
Plus, since
Because-
half of you depend on ley lines out of the earth, and the bands apparently are not as good as you're used to, perhaps save your energy. Perhaps we can find this vehicle.
That's
I quite
what
like the
I'm
idea.
saying. Thank you for
I
being
could
on
do
my
other
side.
things while we're inside this vehicle.
Nods.
I think
have-
getting the vehicle will be beneficial in the long run.
She'll smile at Effie. Come on, Effie, you'd be able to drive it.
Drive? Question mark.
Well,
Oh, that'd
Come
be
on, Effie,
fun.
you'd be able to pilot it.
Okay, now I'm in.
Is it possible that I could learn too? It sounds like it would be fun.
Effie looks at Luka. Can you speak Taladani?
Is that important for driving a vessel?
Yes.
Because he looks at Mulu and Harvaris. Do you speak Taladani to your vessels?
Engine is like Lotal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, to a degree, but he does most of the piloting. I ride.
I say pounder.
I can't keep a serious face with that stupid name.
Harvaris is totally serious when he says that. No, not even a crack smile.
I
say Pablo.
It is time to pound.
It's
Well-
time
Hello.
to pound.
Let's go out in the desert and look in these cracks until we find something that we can control that can carry all of us. And maybe in the meantime, not Luka can fly up on one of your guys' ponies and look at the ley lines. How about that?
An excellent idea.
All right, let's go.
She'll move
would
right
you-
up and
Would you
hook
like
her
to,
elbow into Maelie. Sorry, go ahead.
Would you like to see what the temple says?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
That's not what you're doing. What?
Back to the temple. Well, I figured we're going out the way that we came,
Okay.
Well,
She'll
I
take
mean,
and
you
that we're
back to the
passing
temple.
through the temple.
She'll take you back to the temple.
It
Great.
makes sense why she was confused. There's all the rest of this cave, you know. Maybe
Sera
Do
wants
I
to
see-
hook up with Maelie. And
yeah,
she's
she'll
gonna ask her
link elbows.
the orb that you have that
Mm.
can resupply us.
Mm.
You should top it up.
Yeah, I need to put at least 2 more spells in there to make it fully charged, right?
I'll
I
do
was
one
just-
and you do one. How about that?
Sure. I'll do the level 3, and you can do a level 2, and that should get it full.
What are levels?
Well, seasons in a sense.
She'll walk
Right.
on her normal human feet, arm in arm, and then she'll put her hand on the orb and just blast it with that. Let's see, what was she shooting there? It's
Moto will jump on Handsome, and we'll try to steer him back over here.
She'll put a ruinous disjunction in there, just blip.
Not the ruinous disjunction.
Seino, in his mind, while they're looking for now going back and stuff, in his mind, he is quite interested in the pounder. He finds it very cool to have a metal vehicle to drive on, and he would find it so cool if he had like a micro pounder.
Oh my god, stop!
That's
What do you mean?
Mulu.
Quarter pounder? Oh my god, the quarter pounder!
Quarter pounder.
I feel like after we saw Mulu's dick, he's the micro pounder.
I am the micro pounder.
Three glorious inches.
Before we leave the cave, can I do an investigation check to see if there's anything of utilitarian value?
Sure.
Instead of face palms.
It's just garbage and sewage in here.
Yummy.
While Effie's looking around, I'm actually gonna walk up to Sera. I guess while people are walking. There is one thing actually that I wanted to ask you specifically. You see, during our encounter with thank you by the way. Again, if it went for you all, there is likely Mulu and I would be dead. So thank you once more. But I noticed some of you possess very intriguing forms of magic. Some fight with weapon. Looks at Boulder. But you, I've not seen such methods. How do you say it? It is almost as if you drain life. Yes, you see? That's what it looked like, yes? Could you explain what this is? Why you do such?
That is a much longer conversation of ours. There are 2 halves of me. And there are 2 different ways that I cast. Perhaps as we travel, I will share more.
Very well. Is it important to these ley lines, as you say?
Does demonic casting actually use the ley lines, Arcadum?
Well, all casting uses the energy of the ley lines. So,
Okay.
So yeah. So if you use your teleport, it'll be on cooldown.
Very well. Perhaps on a travel, further explanation would be good. I did not get the best feeling, if I'm truthful with you, but I will not judge your methods just yet.
She says nothing.
Listen to this nerd. You guys skip and hop behind them with your...
Yeah, elbows linked.
Alright.
I'll clap a hand on Harvaris' shoulder.
Doing wizard shit.
Clap you back.
I get on Harvaris' shoulders.
Do not let their words deter you, my friend.
And you guys go back to the temple to listen to what Minsha has to say.
If their way was so strong, they wouldn't depend on ley lines.
I nod to Mulu as Effie's on my shoulders, kicking her legs out. My arms are crossed.
I do not rely on ley lines.
So, I have a question. The digital spells that I cast, are they digital, or do they still work off of ley lines because they're technically spells?
So what they are is that they are still spells. Now, they are able to interact with... how can I explain this? So, magic and digital don't mix together, but magic can be programmed to damage digital, and digital can be programmed to damage magic, but they don't mix together. That's pretty much what it is.
So they don't have, like, different power sources? Like, digital doesn't pull it from...
Digital does not pull it from the ley line. That's why digital stuff works, like, better here, which is why they evolved in that direction.
So, like, digital spells, do they restack on long rests at normal speed?
If their source is digital, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
But since we're walking over land and ley lines is what they've got to work with, then they basically work the same.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ways to get alternate sources as well. Like, you can get powered up in nodes, and like energy can still be used for magic and digital on both sides, but essentially, unless you're going the path of the Technomancer, you can't use magic and digital together at the same time.
The only thing I rely on are my muscles flexes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. TLDR, too long, didn't read, stupid nerd shit. Wow, that's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them.
I will teach you the way.
Doesn't like reading.
I will teach you the way of the Categidas. You must grab the storm that's in your heart.
There's storm in my heart?
Sometimes I get a storm in my stomach.
Yes, you must channel this energy. Yes.
But then I have diarrhea.
Minsha will enter, and then she will go, it's over here. It is written upon the walls.
It's in the goddamn walls.
Sera would march right over and start taking 5 million notes.
All right. Do you want me to wait for you to get back, or you just want me to start going into it?
Just start going into it. There's other people who can write.
Alrighty, here we go. Moto will drive Handsome into this wall.
What a good boy.
Okay.
Bonk.
So, as Minsha takes you up, you will see that there are each of the angels displayed upon the murals. You will see that each of them seem to bear different aspects. And now, although it is written in a religious sense, you are able to get some translation as to what to expect when to face them. Oh boy, I can now tell you, or rather give you a free martial check on the absolute territories of all the angels.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ooh, yes.
What a
So,
way.
so you
damn.
can at least know what you're getting into.
Are we
Cool.
just going to add the absolute territories after their names for like on the loot drop section?
I think that's smart.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
So that we can later add it to the combat notes.
Give me just a moment to make sure that this is... I did this already, but I want to make sure that it's properly translated from the old system they were in.
Harvaris.
Yes, Effie.
So you were just abandoned by your father in Oasis?
Well, Yes, I suppose it is harsh, but it is true. Yes, he was a failed merchant, and I would like to believe, he believed it was best for me.
I was also adopted, somewhat, by my own clan.
A clan.
Yeah.
What's this clan?
Oh, you know, like a family, like a big old family.
What is your family name?
Effie kind of looks down. It was called the Secklesites.
Secklesites, yes?
Yes.
You are still prominent within your family, yes?
Do they still
course.
claim you?
Well, they think that I'm dead, so.
Oh.
Sometimes that is better.
I don't know, I love them.
Why do they believe you are dead?
Because I died.
Seino scratch his head.
I did. Oh.
We've got a lot of stuff we're dealing with, Harvaris. Don't stress out thinking about it too hard, okay?
It is a lot, Maelie, yes.
It is okay. My family probably thinks I'm dead as well.
That does not make me feel better, Mulu. This is not good. This is the opposite of what you tried to do to me. Yes, you see?
No,
Well, to be fair, Mulu, your family is probably dead too.
Oh my, okay, that is just...
Oh my god.
Look at us bonding over parental desertion.
Seino is squatting down and
Dead.
like just looking on the ground.
Look at us bonding.
Dead or enslaved, one of the two.
If
Oh
my family is dead, then it changes nothing for me. They do not claim me. I am Mulu of none.
She
You are
rests
your
the
own
hand on Mulu's shoulder. Well, if they were dicks, just think that they're enslaved by the Rexus Federation.
No, I would not.
kind of sad.
I would not wish this on them. It is simply, I am not one of them. I am with Harvaris.
Do I know who the Rexus Federation is?
No, you wouldn't.
Who is this the Rexus
I
Federation?
would know, right? They've been active long enough for me to know about them, right?
They're trying to colonize your goddamn home planet.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Well, I don't know if that started before Mulu
That
left
might have
or
happened
not.
before. Who
Yeah.
knows?
That
Yeah, I
started
mean,
two eras ago. You're good, buddy.
Oh yeah.
That might have been in hibernation for quite a while. I'm not actually sure.
Yeah, but not for
you
2 eras.
definitely know who they are.
So recent enough.
Yeah.
Effie looks at Harvaris answering his question. The Rexus Federation is run by this guy who calls himself the Emperor.
The Emperor.
Whose whole spiel is that he believes everybody should be human, and that people like myself and Mulu and the boulder
Seino?
over there, Seino, shouldn't
Lexus?
exist. And so they either kill those races, people of those races, or they implement women to go and breed out their race until they are human.
He's Emperor of Prejudicism. Nice. Okay, thank you.
That's right.
And they are just going about their business, yes? Where?
Right now they're
Everywhere.
raging a war on Storvex. I believe they had a ship outside of Storvex, the last that I knew. And they have a couple of other outposts.
That's your home, Mulu.
I do not know if I can go back. I was hoping. I was hoping that your Scaphos, your ship vessel, would be the way to go back, but if there is a war, then I do not know what I could do.
So
Well-
just Mulu.
I knew
We
it had
had-
been some time since I've been here. I was hoping, perhaps, maybe, bygones have become bygones, you understand? I could go back, I could start my own family, have Hilia Katsiki, and, make my own name. But if there is war, then perhaps going back is not the best idea.
I'll look over his shoulder. Can you either keep it down or go talk somewhere else? I'm trying to focus.
All right.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I'm ready. So,
Okay.
ready for the big info dump?
Ready.
Yes.
A huge info dump.
The boulder was born ready.
The boulder was ready. Okay, well, here we go.
Here we go.
We will start with. I'll just go down the line. You'll probably want all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But we don't
Yes.
actually have all of them down here, so let me go pull them all down.
We don't
Okay.
have all the angels on the list? I thought we
Not
did.
on the loot list.
No.
Okay. This is gonna be messy.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh God.
Oh no.
Yep.
Can I just type it as chat room? Oh, it's so much easier. Okay.
D.
All right. Starting with Beatorn, the Navigator. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I will be copy
Yep.
pasting it into Foundry chat. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
okay,
it
yeah.
just gonna
Yes.
be a spam? Because if you could do it a little bit slow,
I'll
that
do it
would help
slow.
a lot.
I'll do it slow.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. First up
Be
is
gentle.
Beatorn, the Navigator's absolute territory is Movement of the Stars. All enemies can only move in one cardinal direction and may only move up to 15 feet. This ignores changes to their movement. They must still be able to move. Teleportation must be 15 feet and follows the directions above.
The teleportation can only be in increments of 15 feet.
And must still follow the cardinal directions above.
Interesting.
What does they must still be able to move?
That means that you're not allowed to move even if you couldn't normally.
Can one of you pull the
Ah.
loot up into the list above? The list above is the comprehensive one.
So does that mean, like, for example, if there was a wall or a barrier on the east side, you can't move that way
Correct.
at all? Okay.
Ready for the next one?
Yep.
Okay, next one is Dold the Deep Lord.
Mm-hmm.
His absolute territory is Crushing Blows. At the start of each creature's turn, it takes 2d6 points of pressure damage. This is an absolute effect. This damage increases by 1d6 at the start of each round.
Oh God.
Holy fucking shit.
Suck.
Man, those territories are tough.
Damn.
I told you.
Yeah.
little level 11.
Welcome to the big show, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
God. You stack up on temp HP, guy.
He's just a little level 11 too. Yikes.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yep.
Next up is Sheen, the Vengeful Scorn.
Mm-hmm.
Its absolute territory is Eye for an Eye. Whenever Sheen is damaged, all creatures in the territory take a quarter of this damage.
Oh God. Okay. Seino, please. Big point damage.
Gets cursed eating, kills party. Yes. Oh my god. How do we know how big the territories are? Are they like
Absolute
individually
territory
big
is the
and
entire
small?
battlefield everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everywhere.
okay, got it.
Basically,
So we can't like come in and out of it.
correct. If you're fighting an
Yeah.
angel, you're in its absolute territory. It's the way it is.
Okay.
Next up is Acceptic, the Slow Death.
Mhm.
Its absolute territory is called Withering Death.
That doesn't sound very nice.
No.
That sounds like the damage over time, but worse.
Let's just put my
Yeah.
Mulu demon in there. He'll be so happy.
Hold on. Whoa! This one needs to be. I missed a spot.
My God, he missed.
Pressure damage is not the same as force damage.
No.
It is its own damage type.
Okay.
Specifically, it's water pressure. Winky face. Alright, here we go.
Oh no.
Withering Death. At the start of an enemy's turn in this territory, they take 10 points of damage per -1 of any penalty they are suffering from. This is cumulative between all penalties. This damage is bleed damage. This bleed damage is absolute.
So it cannot be healed.
Correct. Not easily. You have to heal it with an absolute effect.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Holy
he is
fuck.
one that debuffs the shit out of us.
Yeah.
So remind me what an absolute effect is. Like, how would we be able to heal absolutely?
If you have an absolute effect that heals.
So
Okay.
not potion, not
Correct.
Something angel-like or something like that. That is absolute and
So,
what angel do we fight to
Wait,
get something that absolutely heals?
Didn't we have one ability or something I have in mind that had something that
Right,
said
ready
absolute?
for the next
on it?
one? Sorry, we got a lot to get through.
Yeah.
Next one up is Gun, the Dealmaker. Sorry.
Gooner.
Sorry.
We got a gooner.
Stop. Gun, the Dealmaker. His absolute territory is decisions.
Oh god.
At the start of any enemy's turn, they must choose a single action they cannot use. This is chosen from the basic action types.
Oh, we're starting with this guy. We're starting with this guy, guys.
Okay.
Does reaction count?
Reaction, dodge.
Reaction talk.
So the basic action types means action, bonus action, reaction, stuff like that.
Got it. Okay.
And this is per one of us, right?
At the start of any enemy's turn.
Okay.
They choose a single action that they cannot use that is chosen from the basic action types. And reaction is another one as well. So you have to
They choose?
So my pick is different from Storm's pick.
Yes.
For her character.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. As a reminder, just because a absolute territory seems weaker than some of the other ones, doesn't mean it is. Because you don't know what the creature's actual abilities are. So keep that in mind.
What's your warning about Arcadum?
Well, I'm just saying. Keep that in mind.
I mean, it makes sense that the guy with Withering Death is probably, penaltying the shit out of us.
Yeah.
Next
Well,
up...
it's probably something like decisions. They might have something that reduces our action economy as well. So then it's we have to choose one action to keep around or some shit like that, you know?
All kinds of different stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is Maelie, the Altarist. Their absolute territory is Endless Charity. Whenever an enemy deals damage to one of that enemy's allies, Maelie gains a point of Ascendance. At 40 Ascendance, all enemies must make a DC 40 Fortitude saving throw or die. That's Constitution.
Whoa!
Fuck,
I'm sorry?
That's Constitution, not Fortitude. Sorry.
Not my fortitude, no.
Oh god.
That one got
My
me.
fortitude is so bad.
What's my con at? Jesus.
Oh, my boyfriend's next. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's go.
My boyfriend.
So that one obviously is don't let me get to 40.
So hit him really hard
That's
and
okay.
only one time at a time.
Yeah, it feels like he's gonna confusion us and
Oh,
stuff.
no.
so we hit each other.
Yeah, okay, you got that, yeah. That's what the territory says. Whenever an enemy deals damage to one of that enemy's allies.
Yeah, exactly.
So that means
So
it
it makes it makes us hit each other, basically.
Okay.
I hit so many times.
Next up is Hex Tremamir, the Disc of Deletion.
Yes!
And his absolute territory is Rising Destruction.
Ah!
As Hex Tremamir deals damage, all of his damage is increased by 10. This lasts for 1 round.
What a cutie pie.
This lasts for 1 round. Every time he deals
He
damage,
has a nickname. His nickname is Hex. Oh.
Well, I just did that because I didn't want to type his fucking name out that many times.
I'm gonna give him kisses.
And probably has multi-attacks or something. So
Yeah,
he
that's
can
what I'm thinking.
lots of damage all over the place. And then
Let me go do social checks. I'm gonna try to seduce him.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like 5 times, and then he hits 4 times, and then his last attack is plus 50.
Yep.
What's Sera's charisma at?
Like -500.
All right, so here we go. Next up is July, the Rain Maiden. And her absolute territory is Endless Rain.
Wait, my maiden?
Ooh.
Endless Rain. At the start of each creature's turn, they are healed for 10 hit points, and July is healed for 10 hit points. The creature does not heal from this effect if it is bleeding.
Ooh.
I see.
Mm.
I don't like bleeding.
I have that we can talk to Park. But does he count as one of the corrupted ones?
He is corrupted, but you can still
Okay.
talk to him.
Okay. Gonna highlight that.
The molten core.
Okay, here we go. Sespark, the Molten Core. His absolute territory is Molten Vengeance. Whenever an ally would die within the territory, all enemies in the territory take damage equal to its molten favor.
Is that one of his? Okay, yeah, one of his allies.
One of his allies, yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
So, spawner.
Okay.
He's the fabricator. Yeah, he probably makes a whole bunch of
Yeah.
bugs.
Yeah. Little minions.
Okay, next up is the duo. Dark,
Oh,
the
God.
what is, and light, the what could be.
These guys are so scary.
Their their absolute territory is shared life.
Okay.
Oh,
It
no.
takes damage whenever its counterpart takes damage. It is healed whenever its counterpart is healed. Its HP counts as the percentage of either of their choice for any relevant effect.
Okay, so they have like health-based effects and
Good
stuff.
pain splitters.
Yeah.
it could be something like, I don't know, vampiric sort of stuff.
That's interesting.
Next up is Menzo Zaranzan, the Thought Weaver.
Yeah, let's kill him.
I mean, you can
Destroy him
if
right
you
now.
want, but you get his too. Do you want his? I can put it in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
His absolute territory is Grand Telepathy.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
This creature can read all thoughts in its territory, and it has the ultimate bypass, which is above
Oh.
absolute.
I need this. I may have a new boyfriend.
Misha, can I hold that for a second?
I'm jonesing.
And I want to see into their thoughts, please.
so that would mean it basically knows all our tactics at all times,
So the
right?
cool thing, since you're unlikely to fight him, the cool thing about him
Yeah.
is he has Greater Tactician.
Oh.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is Radare, the Shifting Veil.
Uh-huh.
Her absolute territory is Confusing Steps.
Oh,
At
it's
the
a
end,
lady.
at the end of each creature's turn within the territory, that creature is teleported to a random square. This is an absolute effect and ignores spells like Blink, Displacement, and Bard's Escape.
That is sick. I love that.
Yeah.
my God.
Okay.
That causes some. Okay, that's some Gamba shit. I love that.
Yeah, but it can't be like that bad because teleporting has to land you on an accessible square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
But
it
yeah.
runs you into somebody, you get shunted and take damage. So
Yeah. It also can, like, I mean, everybody on the field is hit by that.
I just
so
want you guys to know this is super nostalgic for me.
it's
Going
cool.
back to this stuff. It's so awesome. I had
Very
to
Pathfinder.
I had to crack open their old abilities, dude. I was like, oh shit. Look at all these guns I used to have.
The dusty pages.
Next up is Vazine, the Covetous One. Its absolute territory is mine.
yes,
Wow.
mine.
Whenever an enemy would cast a beneficial spell on another creature, Vazine may benefit from this, or she may give this benefit to an ally of her choice. In addition, whenever an enemy would be healed, Vizine is also healed. Whenever an ability that grants an action, state, attack, or effect, Vizine can also gain this effect.
Oh, that would suck.
Oh,
God damn.
Yeah.
That's gonna suck.
For example, if you action surge, Vizine gets an action.
Yeah. So if I pop my angel thing, it gets freaking blur, haste.
It gets all that stuff. Oh, hold
Yeah.
Wait, but is this if Vizine sees them do this?
on. You'll have to find out.
Oh. Hmm. Interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
Territory,
I-
it probably
I
automatically.
found
feeds
some.
into
I
the-
found some.
I-
I found some issues. Give me just a second.
That's some
Our
Memnor.
pitiless
Oh, no.
judge.
The
This dude's gonna fuck
Guiltarius.
us up. I just know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna bombastic side eye the shit out of us.
I bet he does like 100 just raw damage to lawful creatures. I can't wait.
I'm just really curious about Hadrian. Like, what is Hadrian's absolute territory gonna look like?
Yeah. Oh my god. Freaking America.
America Eagles Screech.
Effie, you are familiar with the Rexus Emperor, yes?
Okay. Next up is.
I am.
More
actually,
or less powerful than
Keep
this.
role playing for a second. I gotta deal some. Sorry.
Well, I don't know if he's more powerful or less powerful. I have some personal opinions that he's just a husk of a man that is probably in like some vat and they're controlling him, or his mind is still there.
Hmm.
I don't think
How
he
about
himself
that?
is powerful. I think the people he surrounds himself with, in combination are powerful.
Mulu will look at the wall and the information and everything.
Do you want to kill the Emperor?
He'll be silent about it. But it's pretty obvious that yes.
Well, if the time comes and I'm around, count me in. I don't like what he's doing either. I used to be part of the Rexus Federation. Not by choice, but more so by ignorance, and I got out. So, I also have
Flinch at that.
a little bit of a vendetta.
I'm not strong enough for this.
Not
But
yet.
after this,
This is
All right,
the
I'm ready.
ultimate try.
I'm ready. You guys are.
Oh my,
yes,
oh my
go
God.
ahead.
This text highlighting's killed me. Okay, sorry.
No.
Okay, we ready to go? All right.
Yep,
Next
Giltaris.
up, next up is Giltarius, the pitiless judge. Giltarius's absolute territory is Prison of Ages.
Yeah.
At the start of the first member's turn, Oh, sorry, that's written through the player's eyes. At the start of the first party member's turn, all party members must decide which one of them will be in a stasis. This is an ultimate effect, and stasis prevents line of effect. Cohorts or allies, which is what they are called now, cannot be selected. So that means
So
at the
stasis
start,
is like
so at the start
completely
of
out.
the first one of your turns each round, you choose one of you to be in prison, or in stasis, which means you can't do anything, and you can't be affected by most things, and it ignores line of effect.
My God.
Is this an ultimate effect or an absolute effect?
Ultimate, which is above absolute.
Oh.
What does that mean?
does it
Oh,
does it
what-
end?
What does that mean?
It is not
It's
clear.
above us.
It is not clear. You only get a piece. That's what the absolute territory does. So you could probably presume he has a lot of stuff that deals with, around that.
Nice.
Okay.
The person in the stasis is gonna get freaking Goddamn.
Dead?
Yeah.
Okay, this next one, pretty fucking straightforward. Hadrian the Warrior's Courage.
Oh god.
Hadrian the Warrior's Courage, his absolute territory is Rising Threat. At the start of each of Hadrian's turns, his critical threat range increases by 1. Enemies cannot critically hit within this territory.
What?
Ooh.
So he could crit us, but we can't crit him.
Correct.
Yeah, and his crit range increases every
Oh
round.
god.
Ew.
Oh goodness.
Welcome to the fucking show, kids.
I knew
Looks
it.
at
Hadrian's
Scythe
gonna
with
be
increased crit
crazy.
range. Well, I guess you're not helpful.
You're
I am also
useless.
crit build.
Yep. Looks at me, Mulu, and Seino.
I'm also crit build. It's not good. Alright, next up is Horus, the Golden Ambition, and I suspect that Lolly will enjoy this one the most.
Something about sun.
Its absolute territory is called Financial Stability.
Thank goodness, finally.
And its ability is this. All enemy creatures share the same HP pool as 1. Maximum hit points cannot change once the fight begins.
Oh, what?
Yep.
Okay.
So at the beginning of
I'm
that
just
fight,
so rich, you guys.
so at the beginning, all of your HP goes together into one pool.
So it's basically
Oh.
like what? Like we are a boss enemy basically, and they like
Oh.
with
We're a
like a
horde
boss
fight.
bar basically.
So if one of us heals, we all heal.
You'll
Quote
see.
unquote.
You'll
Oh.
It's not even like that. It's you share the same HP pool.
Oh,
Wait, no,
okay.
that's worse.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
you share the same HP pool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
All right,
okay.
and then finally,
Ah.
Hades.
Let's
the
go.
The Archangel. His absolute territory is called the Underworld.
Oh no. This is gonna
Once
be
a character has died, it cannot be brought back to life while in this territory. In addition, Hades recharges his auto-resurrection.
No.
That's bad.
Wow.
That's hella bad.
That's crazy.
Good thing he's last.
Yup.
Yeah. That
Sure,
just
that's
shows us
fine.
we need to freaking.
You go.
Maybe. Does that mean
We
we need
just-
to fight Juliet so that we can get her her healing power and not die?
Need to freaking. I don't know. Level.
I don't
wait.
know what we need. I don't know.
I'm gonna undo some of this text highlighting, guys, to where it's just the angel name.
But there you go.
Wow.
Okay.
Do you guys? We can do this after session, but we used blue to highlight optional ones that we'd like to do, and then green ones on the mandatory ones that we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was deleted, so if we can do that out,
Some of it's still in there.
yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
cool going over that. That's super fun.
That's cool.
Those are
Except for
very
the-
cool territories,
Yeah, they're really cool.
and they're
Glad
all
we
so
have to deal with
unique,
them.
which is really cool.
Guild
Financial
Farm.
stability.
That makes me laugh.
I will tell you right now.
It's
I think Lolly will enjoy all of them, but I think she will love that fight because you're fighting a businessman. It's so good.
Yes! Yes!
Oh
I get
my
to pour
God.
out all of my rage from work.
Mulu's over here thinking about how he has to become a legendary Super Storvex to go fight Frieza. And this
Trying
is
to open a
this is the
401k.
training.
I'm excited, you guys.
Yeah.
this is the trial, Mulu.
This is the
Alright,
Alright, she'll,
training.
Yeah.
she'll snap her book shut. Wow. What a wealth of information. She'll look at Misha.
Misha will smile.
Thank you.
It was of great help. Thank you, Misha.
She'll look at everybody. So, vehicle?
Yeah.
Team's
let's
next on the
go.
list.
What are we doing with Minsha?
She'll look at Misha. Would you like to accompany us? We could keep you in the vehicle.
Oh, I cannot leave.
Okay. All right.
She'll just look at Harvaris, the dad.
Yeah, I'm coming in. I'm coming. Well, alright. I'll slowly approach Minsha and get down to her level.
She'll back up and just start
Seino puts his head
rumoring.
down.
She's gossiping with not Luka.
Luka's leaning forward, watching this.
You
We'll look at Harvaris as he approaches.
I know you wish to stay, yes, for your brother. Yes?
Well, of course. I have to wait for him to come home. Don't worry about me.
God. Okay.
Sweats.
He will look away for a second and look back. Misha, it is when Menzo Zorazan spoke, they said to place your trust in me, yes?
Yeah.
Then I must be truthful to you upon our journey. What do you see? On our way to come to see you, yes. We've ran into other Bandians. You know how these things go on these streets here, but
No, it's dangerous, but brother takes care of me.
your brother, what gem does he have?
Ruby.
Varus will close his eyes. Misha, you must know something. The truth of, the state of which your brother is at this current time.
Okay.
As I've said, the truth must be placed upon you, and Menzo Zorazan wishes for that truth to be placed upon me, and the truth of the matter is, upon our venture here, we ran into a judge. It seems as though he was apprehending somebody. A Ruby.
No, brother's been arrested?
I'm afraid, Minsha. You see his eyes will start swelling up a bit. As I've done in the past, a mistake. I've placed duty over my own people. I'm afraid I was not there to assist your brother, as I did not know his quarrel. And the judge... He had placed his judgment upon your brother.
He will gasp. Hands shoot over her mouth. No!
I know. In his words, he sounded as if he was protecting somebody. He fought valiantly. He lived valiantly, it seemed, but I'm so sorry, Minsha. There was nothing we could do at the time.
She will fall down to her knees. She will cry.
I will support her. This is where I hold my truest apology if things could be different, if I could go back, but once again, I've placed responsibility over the lives of those who would fight against the very system that I have become an exile of myself. But I will promise you now, Misha, look at me.
He will look up.
I promise I will never leave an exile, one who goes against the system that we fight against, ever again.
But I can't go with you.
You must, Misha.
No, Radare won't let me go. All
I will-
the sapphires are bound here.
Bound? What do you mean?
They are bound with an oasis. The Onyx will not let anyone leave. This is why I can talk. I wasn't allowed to finish my training.
I did not know it was a matter of being allowed. I simply thought you... I do not want to pry, but I thought you were merely in training.
No, that is why Marin has to do everything for me.
So Radar, he holds you here, yes?
Yes. I'm sorry, I can't. He starts to cry.
Fuck.
Seino's heart like stings, and he just looks on the ground.
Mulu glances over his shoulder at Harvaris and raises a single finger. First one.
He nods. He starts looking around to the rest of the party.
Sera
So we're
feels
adopting
absolutely
her?
nothing for this plight, but she assumes that the communication is Radar. She just shrugs. She doesn't care. She just wants to kill an angel.
Harvaris will look to Effie. Restorer of an angel.
Effie kind of like sheepishly glances away.
He will see. He will not press you. He will look to Maelie.
Maelie will just kind of shrug. It's not on the list, but it seems like it's for a worthy cause.
We cannot leave a seraph of Menzo here on our own to protect it. Menzo will be gone before we know it. I know it is a lot to ask of all of you. You've already done so much. And it is not my place, but I wish to look after this one. I feel, especially after the altercations, it is my responsibility now. If you do not wish to assist me in this, I will completely understand. I will not force your hands. But this is what I must do now. You see?
So
Sera will
what do
just
we
chuckle
do?
loudly. Are you saying you would face Radar by yourself, Harvaris?
Not by himself. I will
What?
go with my brother.
What do we do with her as we navigate these treacherous lands and
Radar
fight
is here.
all these
Effie.
other... No, I'm saying he wants to adopt her, yeah? And bring her with us.
No, more or less, I wish to free the bounds of which she is held. As far as adopt is a strong... I've not thought that far ahead, to be honest. For now, I am focusing on freeing her restraints, yes?
If we defeat Rodari, she would not be bound here. She would be able to do her own care.
Yes.
Isn't
Yes.
Oasis a big place? A big territory?
Not
It will
big
not be
enough.
easy.
I'm sorry?
Sera will go to pick her teeth and realize she doesn't have canines right now. Effie, I do believe she's a beggar.
I haven't heard her beg for help yet. Squints.
Up until a moment ago, she thought she had someone who could bring her food, water, care.
Well,
She's also an orphan.
as you say that, she will start to say, "I'm not even be able to beg. I can't go into town. I'm tempted by the onyx."
What do they
So-
want from you, Misha?
I don't know. Orders from Rodari.
Continue, Effie.
What happens if... I'm just thinking ahead here. If we defeat this Radari and the Onyx still hunt her, then we do have to potentially bring her with us, which, you know, what if we just go into town and find a new caretaker for her? Maybe she's safer here than with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strangers.
Well, alternatively, we might just be able to put her on our vessel. Like, once she's free to leave the town, you know, because we've taken care of the restrictions from the angel. If we leave her with Vio, because you upgraded our vessel, right, Effie? It kind of blocks signatures from being read, right? Something like that?
No.
Well, it's still in an out-of-way place.
I
I
don't
looking for the
dis-
usual aura of Sekul Q's around Effie and watching it slowly diminish.
Does it?
Does what?
Sera's looking at the aura of Sequelcuse, which is usually just like radiating off of Effie.
Yeah, it's still there.
She's
He hasn't made any
looking if it's starting
decisions
to flicker a little.
He hasn't made any decisions yet.
Look, I am a proponent of clearing the way for Misha. I think she can handle herself once the big issue keeping her here is dealt with. She is an adult, or almost. If we take her and start putting her on the ship, we will find others. We will put them on the ship. And where does it end? She can take care of herself, but she has an obstacle, one that we can clear.
Effie nods in agreement with Mulu. I think we help her. We remove the chains that essentially bind her here, and then figure it out from there. She might be happy being in her home native land, Maelie, without these binds.
Misha?
At least I would have a choice, I suppose.
He sips the tongue. It's true.
How do we get there, Minsha, without alerting
She will look
these
up,
onyx?
fear in her eyes as she suddenly realizes that you're being serious. Say, Radari is in... She's in the Temple of Glass. It's near the center of Oasis. It's a place with a ceiling full of beautiful stained glass, shifting colors. She floats there, emanating orders. I believe there's also a node there as well.
How do we get there without alerting all of the onyx?
Well, suppose you could go in disguise. I have a piece of parchment, a map for you.
Effie holds out parchment and or her convalescence jack.
And
Okay.
crayons.
And he will start to draw it out. We'll hand you a piece of paper that's pretty rudimentary, but it's pretty straightforward. The cathedral has a northern entrance, which is heavily guarded, which you make a frowny face on. And it seems that there is a back entrance that her brother had used to steal food from the onyxes. And because you're a rogue, that's probably the best way in.
Effie kind of nods. For changeling abilities, I know I have to see the person. Is there like a distance or like amount of time?
You have to see them clearly, and you have to observe them for at least a...
Okay, so the onyx that we saw obliterate that man, her brother's head.
Yeah, that guy's good.
Okay, cool.
You took a gander, I would say.
Yeah. Effie nods towards Minsha. Let's go look for the vehicle. Maybe leave Minsha here. Since it sounds like she's bound, unless you can come with us to scavenge Minsha. And then go to Radair. And
I will stay here.
does that sound like a plan, guys?
I have not heard from not Luka and the Boulder. I would like to hear from them.
I will always stand with the people that I believe in. And I believe, personally, that this is the right choice to do. I will stand by your side. And he holds the scythe that he has, basically so that it like the scythe blade goes like above his head. He's like ready to like set off.
Harvaris will remember this.
It says at the top of the screen.
Harvaris likes this.
You gain friendship points with Harvaris.
What of you not, Luka? Where do you stand on such?
He crosses his arms and balances his feet from one side to the other. Oh well, either way, we're still going to have our own objectives, so any paths or deterrences, it doesn't really matter. We still get a benefit, so why not?
Very good. And, Maelie,
Mhm.
you agree with such things? Where do you stand?
Well, I told you. I said it wasn't on the list, but I'm fine with it because it seems like it's for a good cause. I like
Good.
standing up for the little ones who can't stand up for themselves.
I'll smile. Just want to make sure. And, Sera, you seemed indifferent, but, why not say again?
She's deep in a mind conversation with Moto, plotting how to kill innocents.
Don't forget,
Of
Sera,
course.
if you hold the children, yes, we will help this one, won't we?
Absolutely.
I'm winking, but you just can't
Where do
see
we
it.
begin?
So
Sweats.
sounds like
Frowns.
sounds like we go try and scavenge this vehicle, and then we go deal with this angel.
Why do we need the vehicle first?
To help us get around.
But in this
I thought
angel,
that-
like right here in town.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's here in a waits.
We should take care
Oh,
of it
so is
first.
this scavenger thing. It's right outside of town.
Are we going to use the vehicle in the fight?
I don't know. We
Remember-
can probably do that after.
Remember the tram situation?
I will raise a hand.
Effie, maybe you could run it over.
That's right.
I have a suggestion. Perhaps we attack the angel while we are fresh. I imagine that going outside of town and trying to scavenge, we'll run into more gemless Cosmima.
But can you
Perfect.
imagine if you had the pounder, but the pounder had a bunch of swords stuck to the wheels, and then you could just ride the pounder around as the swords go in a circular motion and kill the gemless, as you call them.
She raises point, Mulu.
Yes, I like the idea.
It is an angel, however, and it has control over digital space, more so than any of us.
And it's in
Yes.
a building.
But the building is probably has gemless onyx inside of it. It is not just empty building.
Gemless onyx. This is an oxymoron.
Are we going
Yeah,
to drive through the front door?
Yes, it's made of glass.
Oh, what an excellent idea. I like this idea.
Honestly,
The door
Oh,
is
we
not
could go
made of
through
glass.
this.
The roof
Oh,
is
we
made
could
of
go-
glass.
Oh, we could go through the ceiling. That's the glass pod. That'd be fun.
see, that's what I was thinking was going to be
Yeah.
suggested. Why
But
don't we get Sera to teleport the car up to the top and
Right.
drop it through, or whatever
Drop it
this
through.
walking beast is? I'm not sure what it looks like.
And then
Do
we
a
can crush
slow
them.
blink.
See, we
You're-
crushed them from above.
Your group has a flair for the dramatic. I will say that much.
You have no idea.
I like it.
Scratch his head.
They're travelers, yes. But Effie, I believe you did a good job already sneaking us through the streets. We were undetected thanks to you. I believe you can do this again, yes?
Yes, if we have a card that teleports through the glass ceiling.
That is, how they say, not the practical, yes?
Who cares if it gets us to the end?
What happens if the angel decides to target the vehicle we have worked so hard to acquire? And it
We get
explodes, and then we are all on fire in the middle of a fight with an angel.
Is a sword pounder, yes.
There,
Just laugh loudly at this. I like the way you think, Mulu.
I don't want to be on fire.
there is also the concern that we work hard to get this vehicle in the first place, this vessel type thing, and then if we break it right off in the first fight, we're not going to have it anymore to actually travel to where we need to outside the city later.
We just go get another one. It's easy.
Well, you heard
we
what
could
he
get
said.
it later.
Something about having to convince them to fight with us and we might only be able to convince one.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There are 9 of us, plus a couple other menagerie members missing. That, like, quadruple, triple, decagon increases our chances.
Well,
thought
if we
it
are
was-
seriously talking about teleporting in, as the person who teleports, I will not be teleporting into the absolute territory of someone who controls teleport.
This is
Unless
probably
we
the
plan that
wise.
out.
I also wanted to ask if you can even teleport us all plus the car at the same time.
I am for driving a car through a building. I think that finds very entertaining.
But that
What is a
wouldn't
car?
work.
Tram, it's the same thing.
She'll
I think.
snuggle up against the wall. I think the question is if we're going now or tomorrow.
We should not
Well-
waste time.
Okay, she'll stand back up. Then let's go.
Time is
should
of the
we-
essence.
Should we get a little look at the ley lines first before we head out, just to
Well-
see how many of them lead towards Radar's location as well?
Before we get into that, the number one thing is if we are going through the glass ceiling, which is, in my thieving days, easiest plan, right? Break a little hole in the window, climb down rope. Yes? We need a lot of rope. I grabbed the rope as we climbed back through the well, but just in case the ceiling... Misha, do you know how tall the ceiling is?
She will respond by saying, it's a cathedral, so 30, 40 feet?
Looks at 25 feet of rope in it.
Looks at 44 javelins.
Nods.
Do we have enough
Look.
rope?
Perhaps we should go there and study the building. Then you will know, Effie.
It's a cathedral. Tall thing. We need rope anyways, regardless.
I have
I'm just
50 feet
making
of
sure.
rope.
How much?
50.
All right, let's go.
She'll step on out here and she'll start ritual summoning Aeon.
You're really bent on this idea of going in through the ceiling, yes?
Yes.
I thought we just said that we're not teleporting to...
Yes, we can simply kick in the door. Probably.
Yeah, but then they will know. Why don't I scout first, figure out what we're up against, and then report back?
Yes, it's what Minsha said. There's back door. Effie, you could sneak in, yes?
Yes.
Sera will look at Mulu and kind of under his breath say, "This is how it always goes. Be ready."
And then
Yeah.
Good to know.
Effie pops back in and she looks at Minsha and I guess the other 2 Bandians. I am going to disguise myself as an onyx. I will tie this little sash around my wrist so you can identify which one I am.
Interesting. But I
If,
see the strategy you're aiming for, probably.
Just a small request. Effie, will you do your transformation once we leave? I do not wish Minsha to witness.
Witness what?
It's freaky.
Your transformation into the Onyx. It is an unpleasant a form to be in, yes? You see?
That's why Stash, it's me. I'm not really an onyx.
Got
Okay.
him.
So, Storm, I don't think Misha wants to see an onyx right now.
Who's that?
The
Effie.
Katsiki, the child in there.
Yeah.
Well, she's
Wow.
gotta
She's been
toughen
through
up
a lot.
sometime.
She's been through a lot.
Sera's tired of all this. She'll get on Aeon.
Yeah, Effie's
Oh
gonna
God, where am I going?
start jogging.
She'll look at not Luka. Are you coming?
Oh, do I get uppies? And he just jumps up.
She'll zoom up.
Seino will say sorry with his with his eyes to Mulu and just facepalm.
That is good Bendian.
Sorry.
Seino, you want to ride?
I mean, I have no other better place to be.
Great.
Hops on.
Mulu, it is time to pound.
Yes.
I wish you didn't say it that way, my friend.
Yes.
But let's go.
That's what he says to activate his vessel.
Of course, yes.
Oh fuck.
That's what he says to activate his vessel. That's what I needed to hear. Powder, up.
Misha Okay.
It's time to pound.
It's locked and loaded.
Alright, and get on. Get on there.
Just two guys ready to pound.
Ready to pound.
Pounder, up.
I can't. I just can't.
There's gotta be a hint of dirty humor. It's not D&D, guys. That's just the way it is.
Mulu, it's very sexual. How you hold
Very sexual.
That's right. There's double D's in D&D.
How you hold me while I go vroom vroom on my pounder.
Oh my god! All you sense when the pounder is like driving by across the street is just the smell of gasoline and two warriors' musk.
Musk. Stop saying musk. Stop eating my food.
What?
All right. So you want to travel through Oasis to the cathedral, as mentioned by Ninja, correct? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then.
And also not Luka looking at ley lines.
Yeah, Sera's going way the fuck up.
Yeah. Let's assume that Luka's actively looking at them whenever they're traveling.
No, you have to tell me every time.
Oh, okay. God damn it.
Sorry, no freebies.
No. But yes, he would be looking.
Alright, they look the same as they have been. But as you start to move towards the center, you can see that they kind of make a fine circle around the center of Oasis. As the party starts to make their way towards that, I need everyone to make me perception checks.
Ooh! Hang on, I have 500 creatures to roll that with. I'm so excited.
Seino sees nothing because he's small and all he sees is Maelie's back.
Maelie
Now,
sees
not
nothing.
happening.
Tears in her eyes, I guess. I don't know.
She's still crying.
He's crying again.
Oh my god.
It's just so sad.
Harvaris, I think that one is broken.
Yeah. I always
Effie
imagine
nods.
when Seino is on Ayaza with Maelie, Seino just is like at the back and he's like, "Are we there yet? I can't see it."
Can I also roll perception checks too?
Yeah,
How does that work?
he
I mean,
has
he looks.
eyes.
He has eyeballs.
He has eyes?
Yeah,
Amazing.
You just roll. You just roll perception with him. All right. However, unfortunately, Ayaza is not looking for the everything else that everybody else is looking for. Ayaza will point out several suspected drug deals in the nearby alleyways.
Perfect.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I know that guy.
And yes, you're welcome.
I always meet that guy on Saturdays.
If you look over there, Maelie, that guy's obviously got something that's really good because that other guy is tweaking his ass off. But it is. We should probably get a little taste over here. I mean, we fight this thing, right?
Maybe.
Don't you miss? You miss your man
Oh.
when they take the
Oh,
edge
oh
off.
no.
She just kind of leans on Ayaz's neck.
Oh, it's all right. Go ahead. Let it out.
Seino feels sorrow up front.
Just let it out. Just let it out. I'll do it for both of us. Just he starts leaning to the right a little bit. No, you're right. We should stay on task. Everyone else, however, will see a sunrise while the sun is out from the northernmost end of Oasis. And then you will see that there is a moon with that sun. Then you will realize it is a pair of angels. They shift upwards, and then they will almost set and rise over each other, and then fade from the horizon. You will hear the sound of whistles whistles crying out, and then people will slowly start filing out, and they seem to be going home. So, you know that this is probably the end of the workday.
Interesting.
Taking a note here, hold on.
Where are we in conjunction to like the actual city right now?
Right now, as you started traveling there, you're like in the city proper, headed towards the center.
Okay, Effie would turn into the Onyx Man.
Okay. All right. As the party makes their way to the city center, you can see that there is a marketplace in front of you. There are a set of aqueducts that transfer the water of the area through it, giving Oasis its name. You will also see, up ahead, on an elevated position, the building described as the cathedral. For those of you from Conflux, will recognize it as the cap to an engine. So essentially the pieces, you know how that's like the spiked pieces on the back of a spaceship engine?
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine that rings off. It's on the ground, so all the little spikes are pointed up, and they're closed into a cone. That's the cathedral. That's what the cathedral actually is. So where everybody else sees this beautiful work of the gods, you will see that's just a big-ass engine part. As you get
spiky?
Yeah.
Like murder spikes?
No, like, here.
Like a jet engine?
It's time for me to draw.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, on the map.
Okay.
I've waited over 2 years for this.
Okay, so it looks kind of like so this is the base engine, right? And then this little flame here is where that's where the flames shoot out as the engine flies along.
Oh, okay.
So this is what it looks like when it's on the ground, and with all those spikes closed, looks like this, right? So it's like a closed version of that, and they
so
made
when the engine turns on, okay.
Yeah, so essentially they made a cathedral in a dormant engine.
I see.
Right, they closed all of these to make a dome.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Great art,
I
my
did
lord.
it.
Great art, my lord.
Good job.
Excellent drawing, my lord.
My lord.
Wonderful egg.
Oh my god, fabulous indeed.
It was half an egg.
So,
Truly magnificent.
How is an engine part made of glass? Stained glass? Like, what is Minsha interpreting to be the colors and the glass of it?
Who knows?
Huh.
Maybe they added it after.
You're too far away to really see that.
Right, Effie's gonna go scout, so.
And with my 6, I highly doubt I'd see anything anyway.
Unfortunately, Ayaza gets in the way. He's just, Also, your eyes are teared up. Thinking of Ira.
Yeah.
Anyway, as you start to make your way closer and closer to this central cathedral, eventually you come to a small kind of concourse where the roads go up around the southern end, and then they end up on the eastern side. Here you can see that there are, for lack of a better word, stables, where people store their various animals and vehicles for traveling, because from that point forward, if you want to go onto the holy grounds, you'll have to do so on foot. To be clear, it looks like there's plenty of people there. It kind of looks like a makeshift park. If I want to use modern terms, it's like a outdoor area meant for natural beauty. In this case, it's both literally a park and a place of vegetation where you can see that there are stalls of those that care for different sections, growing fruits, vegetables, and other such strange-looking food from the, no doubt, heavily irradiated earth. So from this point forward, you'll not be able to use your vehicles and mounts unless you want to be conspicuous.
No, Sera would let Aeon go.
Okay.
Effie kind of watches, and before Sera lets Aeon go, she walks up.
Hey.
Why don't you let me scout ahead? Excuse me. Why don't you let me scout ahead?
It's why don't you let me scout ahead?
Why don't you let me scout ahead? You
There you
hear?
Oh, Effie.
I got some big old. Sorry.
I got some big old things under this disguise.
You make a very handsome man.
Why, thank you, my dear.
Oh, wait, I had a question. She'll sidle up. How long do you need to scout? I might go find some blood. She'll whisper.
Why don't you let me take Moto, you hear, and we can be in communication.
Sounds good.
What?
I'll be around.
Wait, say my name.
Ludo.
Alright, I'm
And
trying
then that way-
trying to keep him from eating people.
She'll go down and wrangle Moto. Sorry, wrangle Handsome.
And then that way you don't dismiss these mounts you hear, and maybe you guys get high enough in the air that you come from the sky and just come in, you know?
I'll be back.
Yes? Okay. I'm gonna go scout now.
She lets Aeon go as soon as Effie gets out of presence.
So am I going with you, or what's happening? What?
Go with
Yeah,
her,
you're-
Ludo.
Alright. Cowboy hat.
Yeehaw!
Be careful. Toodaloo. Finger waves.
Tips brim of hat.
One finger. He's giving the one finger away.
Yep.
Oh, don't die. So do I have
Seino
to
gives
go
a
now?
thumbs up.
She's gonna do two things at once. She'll keep it general every now and then. She'll check in with Moto to see what Effie sees. But she's also gonna go wander around the local city to try to find someone to murder.
You got it.
Oh God.
Ayazo will look at Maelie and will go, do I have to go now?
Well, I mean, you might be able to go to the stable if you want to.
Nice. There's a mare over there I'd like to get to know. Hey, what's going on? I noticed you're in heat. He's talking to a lizard creature.
Maelie questions why she said good luck and then just shreds it off.
I really like the way those, you have scales?
Pound.
Nudges Harvaris.
Pounder.
Oh.
Blue.
That's how you turn it off?
Yes. You say pounder, yes?
Powder.
Yes. With do not pounder.
Oh. Oh, it's voice activated. Powder.
No, do not pounder.
Okay, I'll stop.
I squint. I don't believe you.
Pounder.
Oh.
He whispered.
You will see Seino in the back just laughing to himself.
This is inconvenient. You guys are doing this by accident, yes?
I would like to
totally.
think that there's like 7 other pounders in the stable that are all turning on and off at the same time.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Speaking bandy into the other. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Ah, this is a ritual, I bet. Alrighty. We'll do Sera's thing real quick because it's not that hard.
Murdering hobos.
You just want to just kill some homeless people?
Yep. She just needs one. She wants humanoid, fresh blood, 24 hours, and she's gonna feed the corpse to Handsome.
Awesome.
If it has a soul, she'd give it to Bright Eyes.
Don't even need to roll, and it's not going to be a soul worth having, because, it's super easy in their home.
Then she'll just let Handsome eat it all.
Awesome. Some miserable person meets a terrible end.
Very good. Hum, nom, nom, nom.
Ah, yes.
Describe to me how Sera kills him.
Sure.
Let's see here. Depending if the handsome person, if the homeless person is alone, she would honestly just unleash Handsome.
Yeah, that works. Oh. Do you have spare change? Oh!
She'll just very scientifically, with all of her vials and empty potions, just start to collect the blood that's flying everywhere.
Alright. Handsome will eat that fucking guy. Alrighty, Effie. Here we go!
Howdy.
As you make your way towards the cathedral, a couple of things that you notice. First, I need you to drop for me a stealth check. This represents you blending in, not necessarily hiding your form. And also, I need you to drop a perception check.
Yes, sir, you hear?
Whoa. That's pretty good.
And then you
That
said
is really good.
perception?
Mm-hmm. Okay, as you make your way closer to the cathedral, you move almost unseen with the other onyxes. You will notice that some of them salute you, and although you do fumble it a bit, you do recover and kind of return it, or ignore them with a dour grimace on your face. Eventually, you make your way past the public spaces, and you approach a gate. This gate, you see, has several onyx out front. You can see that one of them notices you and immediately starts opening the gate without any sort of interaction. It must be one that recognizes you. Do you wish to go through the gate or find an alternate route?
I'm gonna go through the gate and I'm gonna tip my hat towards the man that opened the gate.
He will return the tip of his hat as well. As you enter through, you are now in Forbidden Territory. Your map screen turns red. Winky face. Okay. As you start taking a look around, you can see the cathedral has several entrances. First, you will notice that some of it, and now that you have in your mind's eye of what it looks like, some of it has been cut away to make grandiose doors, and much to answer Essie's question from earlier, you now see the answer. The engine block is closed, but there are cracks inside of the different triangular pieces that are filled with what appears to be grafted glass. Brilliant arrays of colors can be seen flowing into the cathedral space from the sun outside. And it seems the glass goes all the way up to the ceiling, no doubt forming a pentagon at the top. You will Go ahead.
Does it seem like because the day is ending that they're like the Onyx people look like they're ready to go home, or
some of them? But you also see that there is you've been around the block enough to see a guard change when you see one.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
How many guard does it look like there are?
Well, there seems to be about a dozen or so that you can see. But for a space this big for the outside, you get the feeling that they do not expect somebody to try and actually get inside.
Okay.
There are pretty big gaps between their patrols. It's either that or they just don't have enough manpower, which may also be the case.
And do I see kind of an area where an index might be?
Not on the outside. You'll have to go inside to find.
Okay. So I go through the gate, and I'm assuming there's like Effie's in some sort of hallway, or is it kind of
No. You walk through an outer gate.
Courtyard.
Now you're in an inner courtyard that's forbidden to the public, and they're patrolling around that, and now there's doorways going actually inside of the cathedral.
Okay. Did the doors look manned?
They are. Each of the doors are manned.
Okay.
But you also see that there are several vent-like openings on the outside outside of the cathedral, way further up. That could be windows or perhaps literal ventilation shafts, pieces of the ship's actual construction, perhaps as a different route of entry.
Okay. I'm gonna go try and find a dark corner.
Okay, that's easy enough.
Great. I'm gonna turn on my gaseous form, my mist form,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try and go through those vents.
All right, you do a little.
Is Moto able to go through with that?
Yes, because her items turn into that. He turns into an item.
Cool.
All right, so you go a little bit gassy, and you start to float up slowly. Because remember, you move slowly in this form, but you move very slowly up the side, and eventually you make it into a vent. You start to move through the ventilation shaft, slowly, kind of sensing the area around you. The inside of the cathedral is pretty massive. Most likely has several rooms and, well, serves as a religious point. But, using intuition and instinct, eventually you find to a point where you believe that there is a massive moat of light, the central cathedral chamber. And there, describe that. Like, hidden on the... Oh, it wouldn't be hidden. Well, give me a second, let me collect my thoughts. Through the vent, you can see light pouring into a large central chamber. As you move up to the edge of it, you start to look down inside of it, and you will see this. Give me a moment to load a map for you.
Sure.
Bop, bop, beep, 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 beep. This is... I want to make it purty.
Ooh.
I want to make it look good.
Ooh.
Second. This. There it is, okay. Yeah. Loading you onto it. You guys are great. Let me get you up to the vent here.
I'm in the vent.
Let me reveal
I'm in the
this.
vent.
Feel all of this lighting.
Dun, dun, dun.
Final flesh. Let's look.
Do you remember
just
that
had-
show Touched by an Angel?
Yeah,
Nope.
I do. What does it have to do with this?
Nothing. I was just randomly thinking about it.
Don't touch the angel.
No, the
Yeah,
angel
yeah.
touches
God.
you.
Yeah, don't. This. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, maybe lock arms with him.
It's against the little bunny.
There's no
There are
rules,
no
against,
rules
the
against
Batman.
the angels, Batman.
No rules against monkeys, Batman.
Oh my god.
What?
Monkey
all right,
fanfiction. Oh, wrong character. Sorry. Let me
Alright,
back up.
We got it.
Oh my god, dog
Okay,
cameo.
I am loading it in for you. Here we go. Oh boy. You see this. Let me know when you're loaded. 99.
I'm in.
Ooh, it's so
Ooh.
pretty. It's sick.
And you are in the ventilation shaft right here in your mist form. And you are looking into this room that has beautiful light radiating from the stained glass above it. And just floating in the center of this room, you will see this.
God.
Oh my god!
Oh
Just
my
a little
god.
one. Lowercase.
You will see this.
Yes,
zoomed
just
in.
a prey.
Ooh, she purty.
Oh wow.
Look at all them
capital
feet.
A angel over here.
Wow.
That's a lot of feet.
What the fuck's with those shins?
Yeah.
It's my shins.
Where's her ankle at? Or their ankle?
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm gonna just snap the ankle.
Also, you will see that there is a place where the index could be placed right here. And there currently is an index placed there.
Got it. And it's
Ooh.
and the angel is manifested. Yeah.
It is currently manifested. You will also see it floating around, randomly looking at different parts of the wall, as if it's seeing things that you're not. And every once in a while, it'll even stare at the ceiling as the light comes pouring in. You will also see that, oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be any guards in here.
And the ceiling, I'm assuming, is glass.
Stained glass, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Effie's gonna make note of this particular stained glasses combination, just marking that this is the room that the angel is in.
Okay.
And then ideally what Effie would like to do is try and trace a path, besides noting the ceiling, to try and get an alternate route for the people without flying magical animals to get in.
Okay.
So she would probably not come down the vent where the angel is wildly looking around, but backtrack and try and find some paths to of least resistance to get into this room.
Would you like to martial check? Are you there?
Yeah.
What would you like to know?
Do I get a list of traits?
Fight
Oh
traits.
dear. I need to open up our combat note.
Yep,
Oh,
I'm doing that
no.
exactly
Oh
right now.
no! You mean traits or abilities?
Well, don't we normally get the combat traits on
At
the
the
first
start of the
beginning
fight.
of
You get at the
combat.
start of the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Then a list of abilities.
All right.
All right.
Here
I
we
was
go.
not ready for info.
Where
Radare.
the notes?
I'm gonna pretend we'll start this fight next week. 8
Same.
Probably.
through question mark.
All right. So the first ability is the absolute territory, but you already know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have the following abilities: Facsimile, Irradiated Wall, Whirlwind of Light, Summoning Nodule, Repulse, Implosive Touch, Shifting Veil.
Let me get Shifting Veil.
Shifting Veil. It does the following, and I will copy paste it for you.
Thank you, good sir. Tips, Fedora.
Wait, does it say in the chat summoning nodule?
Yeah.
Summoning Nodule, yeah.
Okay.
And here we go. This creature is healed by the digital damage it would take from its abilities. Whenever there are 5 or more irradiated effects on the battlefield, this creature switches 2 of its enemy's position at the start of Rodari's turn.
She's gonna fuck with our positioning big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would you like to do anything else?
Yes.
Can Moto do a martial check?
No.
Just
No.
marshal it for days, baby girl.
I'll do another martial check.
Okay, go ahead.
Also, does this vent seem stable enough that I could come out of my gaseous form just
No.
to preserve time?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Then I will do another martial check.
Is it 6
Failed.
seconds per check?
Yep, 6 seconds per check.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do another one.
Okay.
Let me get a calculator up for you so you know.
What would you like to know?
Let me do summoning nodule.
I don't like that one.
Summoning Nodule. This is a bonus action. It creates a 10-foot radial area. This nodule activates automatically at the end of Rodari's turn, summoning a random enemy into its radius. A DC 17 Wisdom saving throw resists this.
Okay.
Is it like fear? Once you've resisted it, it doesn't affect you ever again, or is it something that can happen every time?
It is what it says there.
So
Okay.
So the answer to
Wait.
that is yes.
Wait, what does one resist? Sorry, I don't know.
being pulled into his
Being
into his
summoned
area.
into the
Yeah.
area.
So it's like a pool. Okay,
around
okay,
them.
okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
I want to know what the radius is.
Yeah, I was about to say like how
Yeah.
far.
10-foot
10
radial
feet
area.
radial area.
Yeah,
So
but I'm
right up
wondering.
against him.
Right. So I'm wondering what happens when somebody's in the radius besides, like, is it an aura type thing, an AoE type thing? Like, you know what I mean?
Or are they just teleported
This,
there?
Right.
this ability by itself is a state. It's a 10-foot
Right.
radial area that just summons you guys into it.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I'm just talking out loud.
Oh, okay.
Of-
Okay.
I'm sure that this-
touch probably goes with it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
More martial checks.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one more.
You're only at 18 seconds so far. You're
Yeah,
good.
but I'm also trying to keep in mind how much time it took to get here after.
How much time did it take?
It took approximately 4 minutes for you to get here.
Okay.
Okay, so you got 2 free minutes.
I have 10 minutes total. I could
8
be in
minutes, so
gaseous.
4 to get here, 4 to get out, 2 minutes free.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So repulse is probably the counterpart to that.
Another one down.
Okay.
Another one down.
You got 90 seconds left of martial checks.
Okay.
Or anything else you want to do.
I'm gonna go for one more martial check.
Damn.
Rats.
I'm gonna go for one more.
Yes! Get it, baby girl!
One more.
Yeah.
What would you like to know?
There you go.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Facsimile?
That's what
Yeah,
I was gonna
would be
choose
good.
too.
Mhm,
Facsimile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do facsimile.
Facsimile. Facsimile does the following. Action. Select an enemy this creature can see. Rodari constructs an illusionary double of that creature. This creature gains that class's spellcasting, attack potential, and iconic class ability. This illusion is a creature that can be targeted as a creature. This creature possesses half of the current HP of its target, as well as the target's current AC -6.
Oh.
So a glass cannon version of somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
That's
that
bad.
happens to Harvaris, that's
sucks.
bad.
That's shit.
No, I'm more worried about Maelie.
Seino.
Because Maelie's a fucking cannon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
so
you
scary.
don't want a facsimile to be starlight missiling all over the place.
Yeah, the thing is, it gets half of the current HP. Harvaris has high AC and a lot of HP. So
Yeah.
the thing is basically a half tank, just
We're
on
gonna
the
be
field.
fighting ourselves a lot.
I don't give a
Yeah.
shit about a half tank. I give a shit about someone who can kill someone.
Yeah,
with a
Yeah,
I was gonna
That's
say
Maelie.
like you're just gonna say because the extra Havar is just gonna be cure woundsing on Nandara here, so it won't be the worst.
That's a good one. That was a really good one, Storm. You're at 42 seconds, so you've got a little under a minute and a half left.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave now. But I do want to try and notate another route, like as I'm kind of like heading out, like if there's another route that the party can get into to this chamber, if that makes sense.
Sure. I can give you a perception check for that.
Okay, perfect.
You think you could guide them here once you get them inside? Pretty decently, at least.
Perfect. Then I am
Head back
going
to the party?
to. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get out of the vent and change back into an onyx.
Okay.
I have a quick clarifying question.
Sure.
Well, Sera was off murdering hobos. That's at the same time as this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ignore my question.
Alright, coming back then?
Yeah. And then from the position that I reappear in, I will try and find the best quote-unquote door to lead the party into. If
The
that makes
western
sense.
door.
Okay.
Alright, you return to your allies.
Cool.
Welcome back.
That map is so
Good shit.
A minute
that
and 20
was
to spare.
nice.
We close that.
Nice job.
Excellent scouting.
It has so many walls.
Yup.
Alright,
I'm so excited, you guys.
so you guys meet
Same
back
here.
up, and I guess you'll start discussing strategy. But I think
So you're back
that's-
from murdering.
Yeah, you're back. That chronologically you'd be back, yeah.
She'll just ride on up.
Where did you go, Sera?
What?
Hey?
Does Sera look bloody?
Nope. She is pristine, handsome's pristine, freshly groomed. She also prestidigitation the murder site. Nothing to be seen.
Seino would ask where you were, because you were gone for a bit.
Visiting
Who?
local sites.
Did you find anything interesting?
Yes.
That would be...
Well, Effie, what'd you find?
What did you find? That was interesting.
I have
Oh,
amazing
just things
news.
for me.
You're going to be a grand rider.
Well, this is what I found. Found a decent way to get in. There's some guards, not many. Can't tell if that's because most of them are going home for the day or they're understaffed. But not too many to deal with. Found that some of you guys can probably come in from the stained glass on the ceiling, like those with flying horses. And then the ones that aren't flying can come in through a door, but we'll probably have to deal with some onyx fucks.
Is it going to be alright to split us up like that? Especially if y'all are going to have to be dealing with onyx?
Well, the other part, excuse me, well, the other part here, is that this thing has an ability that can create a facsimile of any one of us, of any creature that it can see. You hear? I'm thinking, between you, Sera, and you, Maelie, possibly even Seino, all of y'all, makes me a little worried of finding a facsimile of all of your abilities. You hear? The key word is the enemy that this creature can see. I wonder, pondering, if you reckon, a way that maybe we can make y'all unseeable.
Well,
I have a potion of invisibility.
I have greater invisibility.
Great.
It only lasts for a minute, and it will take my concentration.
Well,
I also have flash grenades.
great. Maybe we can blind an angel.
I think that is a very good idea, Seino.
So,
I have not added my flash grenades to my inventory.
the other option is to all maybe fly on one of these flying horses.
Was it alone, or did it have creatures with it?
It was alone, by itself. Ya hear?
She'll look down at the native. Harvaris, is that to be expected? Is Radari, do they work alone?
As far as I know, it is a little strange that it is alone. What kind of activity was it performing, Effie?
I mean, it was kind of just, manifested there. Kind of looking at different, almost like it was maybe seeing things, kind of like when Ayaza tweaks out and looks at things that aren't there.
I am not familiar on your gestures, but normally, as far as what I see from the angels, normally there is somebody who watches over it. But then again, this one, if they demand as such, then their demand will be met. Perhaps they do not wish to be interrupted, yes? This can work in our favor.
Cyril purse her lips. Harvaris, usually I dispel the effects of the things that we fight, but this is a digital creature. I am not sure I will be able to dispel. Do you have ways to remove effects that would kill us?
There are certain things that I can help with, yes, in this regard. Thanks to my faith to Valdan, he gives me such faithful powers as you put, yes. I can help in some regard, but I cannot stop all, yes? The angels are strong for a reason.
Maelie coughs. Sera. I bought something with your help, remember? On Arist?
Yeah, the creepy man who looked at my tits.
Well, yeah, from him.
Remind me
But,
what to do, Maelie.
well, we bought 3 different things. One of them which makes us invisible to digital senses. So that might be a better shot than just going invisible normally. And another one that removes digital effects from a creature.
Oh. Cyril will visibly perk up.
So, if
so
you're...
happy with that.
Yeah, so if you're wanting to wait just a little while until we go fight this angel, I can take the time to teach you these things, right?
I think that would be a very good idea.
Okay.
And that'll take a few hours.
She'll look at Harvaris. Do you know the schedule of Radari? When would be the best time for our... No one's around, right? Are we just plotting destruction in plain view?
Right in the town square.
Right, technically you're in the stables, but you're fine.
Okay. She'll send Moto off to just do a perimeter.
Oh, okay.
When would be the best time for our attack?
It is difficult to say. I do not know the scheduling of the Onyx angel in this regard.
Effie, you saw the guard shifts, and that's probably the reason why she wasn't guarded.
Right.
Hence the best time to attack would be
the changing of the guard.
There you go.
Right. So, and typically, or I'll ask Harvaris. Typically, sir, how long are these guard shifts?
As far as you would know, that most Onyx are on guard or perform their duties at every 10-hour workday, which is depicted by the rising and falling, dark and light.
It is typically full in upon every 10 hours. Remember the dark and light, the suns, the moons, which you seen on the way here.
Yes.
Yes, you see these at this time.
So 10 hours from now is when we should attack.
It would seem so,
Howdy.
yes.
Sera will start to look gleeful, and her canines will start to pop in. Oh, excellent. Where should we set up?
We should hide in these here stalls with them horses.
10 hours to train then.
She'll go cozy up with Maelie. I will not be on guard. I have much to do.
Yeah, same goes for me. Sorry, y'all.
I can keep watch if necessary, but I do have lots of components here that I could rifle through. Mulu, could you keep watch perhaps? You have sharp eye, yes?
Yes, I can do this.
I can
Take
assist you, Mulu.
Yes, we
I
will
will.
keep watch while we do our exercises and stretches, for 10
I
hours.
will also
Exactly.
keep watch.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys are going to take a breather here and prepare yourselves to face Radare next time, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Okay, and that's where I'll call the session right there then.
Let's go, GG!
Good job, guys.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit,
What
Storm.
a baller move, Storm, getting those martial checks.
Yeah.
So useful.
Yeah, that was good shit.
God.
Very important information there.
Also, Arcadum, I would need the exact descriptions of the flash grenades, like how they work.
DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, 10-foot area for blind for 1 round.
All right.
Splash weapon, regular thrown, 30 feet range.
All right.
10-foot radius.
Yes.
Cool.
Alrighty. Boom, boom, bam. Okay, that's what we'll call it. Let's see if we got any fanned art.
Ooh, of the fan variety?
I posted something of Sera's inventory in there.
Yes.
I'm fanning, I'm arting.
I'm looking for it. The edge of twilight. Oh, God.
Also, question: if I would be invisible, by normal means, would throwing a flashbang get me out of invisibility?
Yes, that is a hostile action.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the difference of greater invisibility. Rainzz.
Yeah. I just wanted to know if it's
for
counted
fan art,
as an
we've got
attack.
we got some memes here.
Memes.
Waymaker, I must become Super Storvex.
The legendary Super Storvex.
He has to save his planet by himself.
Yeah.
That's right.
A Yaza
Sensimine!
The last survivor of his planet.
Is this why he was seducing the lizard creature?
Yeah.
And
Effie,
My
apparently,
inventory? Yes!
You're gonna be a
Sound of
grand
my
rider.
blood.
yep.
It's so funny how much this reminds me of my other character.
Just don't mix that blood up.
Don't mix them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Make sure you have labels.
I just create a monster in my inventory.
Mulu just is Gohan. That's so funny.
Had enough! This is what you call a Super Storvex 1.
This is a Storvex who's gone beyond the power of a Storvex.
Yep.
Or as I like to call it, Super Storvex 2.
Seino is Krillin.
Seino is Krillin! Seino is Krillin, dude.
Amazing.
And Harvaris is
my
Piccolo. It's perfect.
Yeah,
It
oh my
works.
god, it is
Dude,
perfect.
you've got the perfect setup, dude. Mulu, I will use clothes beam. Give you a new shirt.
Give me a disc.
Amazing. Alright,
just
close
works.
this down. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you guys in like an hour and 45 minutes for the Dark Sermon. See you
That's
guys
right.
then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.